Attention, true crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Is compromised.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
True crime community has been infiltrated.
Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Yes.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You work in a fucking gym, and you're 45!
I do not want any spies or snitches stuck to my chest.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
So that's it's the rule, and you can't stick to them. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. You can't stick to them!
Do it my way.
Get ready for the shit show. Smoke them if you got them. Make sure you have your cigarettes. Make sure you have your drinks. Make sure you have all your stuff ready because it's going to be a hell of a day today. Understand me when I say people are fucking sick of this.
I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
She told her subs and everybody to get ready for the shit show that was going to be put on today. She was well aware of it before it happened. She told you to get your cigarettes, your snacks, and your drink.
So stick around.
Say that I wasn't including Queen Bee, okay? I've said that on every single live. I'm not talking about Queen Bee. I'm not talking about Queen Bee. Guess what? I was fucking talking about Queen Bee.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away our love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen Bee, bring information on Queen Bee. We're done with Queen Bee. Queen Bee's in my crosshairs. There's Queen Bee's channel. Queen Bee thinks she can. But Queen Bee is reformed. I bet you Queen Bee gets tricked. Queen Bee.
Fake PI trash bag bitch is so obsessed with me.
You'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're lying close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away our love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen Bee would think she could.
Anybody at Queen Bee show earlier.
We talked about Queen Bee and stuff. I didn't listen to Queen Bee's.
I heard Queen Bee. We got bailing on Salty for Queen Bee, and some people not the Queen Bee. I don't understand why anybody's afraid of her.
About Queen Bee over here on Queen Bee.
Queen Bee, show her face, show her face, show her face.
That's real rich coming from somebody who wears pantyhose on his face every live.
You'll always be my broken love.
Attention, true crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Is compromised.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
True crime community has been infiltrated.
Yes, let's stare. Yes, let's stare. Yes.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put the one to fuck.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me see here. I got an overlay. Let's see. I'm going to throw this overlay up. Make sure this is Navy here. What's up, man? What up, man?
Not much. What's going on, Queen?
What's happening, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just been working and stuff and watching all the crazy happen on the YouTubes.
Oh, it's fucking nuts right now. Did you see the bullshit Betty pulled?
Which time? The saying that the kids should get exterminated, or the fact that she tried to record a trial when she was told by the judge not to?
Yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. So she said some kids aren't worth saving. They should be, and then had the nerve to say they should be euthanized like dogs. But Bullhorn Betty 2023.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And then
like rabid dogs. Yep.
Yep. And then she said and then she turned around and streamed the West trial today when she knew 2 weeks ago she wasn't supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
So you want to sit here and call yourself a child advocate, a children's advocate, and you say some kids aren't worth saving, and then you turn around and say they should be euthanized like dogs? Are you kidding me?
And then you're going to put a kid's trial at jeopardy because you decide that you know better than a judge.
Right. Absolutely. Putting a trial. Yeah, she can cause a mistrial, and the judge is pissed. He is pissed. I hope she got. I'm telling you right now. I almost guarantee she's going to catch a charge for this, or something's going to go down.
Contempt of court. I hope she gets a contempt of court charge.
I do too. I really hope she does.
Yeah, Remy. So she was talking about so she went to Georgia for that trial. The kid that was dropped off by his friends at the hospital, it looked like he had been like hazed, tortured, or whatever, right? And she was claiming that those kids that did that to him are not salvageable and should be put down like rabid dogs.
Yeah, I cannot believe she said that. I cannot believe that.
I'm sorry. All I can do is grumble at this point. If this woman were about justice for the children, she would never have done what she did. Period.
Yeah, I'm not shocked that she said it, but I'm shocked that she knew damn well not to stream this trial and she did it anyways. Basically, you know what I mean? Knowing that she can cause a mistrial, knowing that they have said not to record record this and publicly stream it. You can record it, take notes and all that, but do not publicly stream it. And what did she do today? Publicly streamed it. And then when she had over 200, 300 people in her chat telling her to stop, please stop doing this. They've asked you to stop. We got 300 people calling the fucking court system, blowing the phones up at the court system, bogging the court system down, damn near trying to ruin a trial for what? For what? You call yourself a child advocate? You caught yourself out here trying to protest, but you're going to ruin a trial for two babies who were murdered at the hands of these adopted parents?
Yeah. Yep.
She's not an advocate. Not an advocate at all. I'm so pissed right now. What's up, B-Tim?
Hey, what's up?
I'm so pissed. And then to say children should be euthanized like a dog, you are.
Oh my God.
You're in your head.
Oh, Betty's an advocate. Betty's an advocate for Betty.
Yeah, I couldn't believe she actually said that. I was like, my God, did she really say that out of her fucking mouth?
Oh, yeah. She moved to an all-new low today.
Like that.
And yeah, she privated her stream. She was trying to hurry up. She's like, no, I don't need to private it. I'm fine. Everything's fine. And then I screen recorded the entire thing as much as I could get before it was gone. But she sat there and read the paperwork out. And she always claims that she's half deaf in one ear and she's dyslexic and blah, 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 blah. You already knew damn well because I have her on a recorded. Matter of fact.
Uh-oh. We got some receipts getting ready to drop out.
We're about to pull them up right now because this one's from, let's see here. This is from a couple weeks back when she was, let's see. Let me go here.
Yes, the boys are classic and sincere. The West boys.
Man, like Betty just is our worst fucking enemy, man. She's just so like she's just really fucking. She's out of there, man.
Honestly, I can't say that I'm surprised that she said that. She took elderly dogs to the pound and rehomed them. That's in the same category. People that say things like that are the kind of people that rehome old dogs or take them to the, surrender them.
Yeah,
that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir, it is.
Like I don't know. That one, is she on like mental medication or something? Because
I don't know, but she said that she had permission from the court. She doubled down and said, I have permission from the court to do this.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, oh my God.
I mean, so my thing is this. Here's what's so crazy about when she does stuff. She just claims crazy shit, right? And so we have proof that the judge told literally everybody no recording or no, basically like restreaming it live, right? After the day is over, you can restream, right? I think is what was said, but not while it was happening, right? And she turns around and just out of nowhere pulls it from her ass that, oh, I got special permission from the court. Because I think in her brain, she thinks she did. I think she probably thinks she talked to this judge directly. Because she's
well, the voices in your head don't count, Betty.
Hey,
Hi,
Jonesy
Johnson.
baby.
Hey, I'm having to mute real quick. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I just like
My kid's being an asshole with the dog food bag.
Oh, okay. Wow. Or is it the chickens?
Or is it the what?
The chickens.
No. My chickens are well behaved, unlike my child.
Yeah. But anyway, what do you think of it, Johnson?
I think she knew better. There's no excuses. She's doubling down. Look, just because somebody at that courthouse didn't realize what they were doing by telling her the directions on how to get to the stream, that's not giving permission. That's somebody just not knowing how to do their fucking job. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Even if the DA, like magically she was able to call in the DA, that wouldn't matter. Like a DA doesn't have the authority.
If that was the case, she would have a court order allowing her, and she would be flashing that motherfucker around for God and everybody to see.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. I think she just the problem is I think she really thought she just randomly probably talked to someone in the office, like a clerk or something. I don't know. But she's just out of her fucking mind. I mean, the streaming thing is understandable because she's lazy and she's just a lazy content creator that can't actually plan out events and, maybe write down notes and maybe do a stream where she discusses what she heard and her interpretation, or maybe do a stream every couple of days, after a couple of days after the trial or something like that. Where
no, Tim, this wasn't allowed to be streamed public at all.
I thought
notes, not even afterwards. No.
Oh, okay. Because I misheard that. I thought Navy said that.
And she's so damn.
That's what I thought. That's what I understood is that it was okay to do it after the day was over, but not as it was happening. But I could be.
Oh, okay. Okay. So either or, she could have just taken down notes and just discussed it. I don't know, like a YouTuber.
Did y'all hear her keep saying, well, I'm not in the courthouse. I'm not there. It don't matter, bitch. They're saying anything going on during that trial in that courtroom is not to be streamed. It don't mean you got to be there, bitch.
It's not supposed to be streamed at all. So this is her stream from, let's see here. This is her stream from 5 days ago, okay? 5 days ago. And I'm going to go ahead and just play it now because I know, you know what I mean? We'll stop it and go through it and all that. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
But she actually admits to it right here, right now, in this stream 5 days ago that she knows damn well she's not supposed to be streaming it.
You can listen on the trial when it is in session using this link. It will resume April 10th. So we're resuming April 10th, which is Monday. That's when we're starting our raffle process.
And she's doing her raffle that's against TOS.
So there's that.
And Florida state law.
There we go. And Florida state law.
If my mods want to drop the raffle link, it's a third-party website that's handling a raffle and other fundraising for the channel fundraising.
That's a TOS violation as well.
Step that we do in the future.
You're not allowed to take people off the platform for other reasons.
So they're saying that by utilizing the audio and restreaming it on other platforms, it is illegally streaming this. If it's open to the public, it's.
Did you just hear her say that?
Yep.
Yeah.
She knows right there it's illegal. She said it in. We'll play it again.
Website. Some don't play by the rules, however. Davis says she's aware of illegal streaming of the proceeds on other platforms and will bring it to the court's attention.
There we go. So she knows damn well she wasn't supposed to be playing that shit today. She knew damn the fuck well it was illegal 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on her own live stream.
Yep.
So today, asshole move, and she ain't got no excuse to sit there and say that she didn't know. Bullshit. You knew. You knew.
I think this becomes federal because it's across state lines.
Well, I think, oh my God, she took advantage of some court secretary that knew that she was trying to live stream it. She thought Bullhorn was just trying to go listen to it.
And they probably didn't know, and or she didn't use it to re-stream. They were just helping her get to the
because
audio.
she knew. You just heard her 5 days ago. She was she looked it up 5 days ago.
Yep.
So she knew 5 days ago that she was not to be streaming it, that it was illegal to stream it. She knew that.
But of course, we're going to be called bullies.
I do not care. I'm not. No, she ain't passed for this shit. No, hell no. You just you damn near just caused a mistrial if you didn't already.
Well,
you better hope. She better hope she didn't.
Queen, you're going to be called a bully by Laura because you're pointing this out.
And
you're all. I'm just saying you're going to be called
and
a bully.
I do not
for
care. For these two little boys, but I don't call me a bully. Then I don't care. I do not care. She knew better.
Damn, I'm just gonna tell you one thing. That Laura is dumber than a sack of shit.
Oh God, ain't she?
Bag of hammers. Yep, absolutely. She bag of hammers.
Like you're gonna defend this, I'm
she
sure.
Said we're done.
And yeah, 6up Media. She streamed a lot of the audio from the trial. She streamed it. Yes, she sure did. I got it as well. What's up, Lady Justice?
What up, Lady Justice? What a lazy piece of shit. Like, can't you just listen to the trial and take notes and make summaries?
No.
That would be
that's not going to bring the clicks and views because this is exclusive content.
Yeah, really? You talk all the time. You want to hear your voice all the time. Wouldn't this be the best opportunity to hear your voice? You write down notes and you just read the notes off and you say, hey, this is what happened in this part of the case. And this was my feelings when this witness came up. And you just give a whole story, a narrative of the trial through your perspective of the trial and actually be a fucking YouTuber or a true crime YouTuber. No, that would be too much fucking work. You'd actually have to listen to the case instead of walking away while you're hanging out on the beach and just leaving the stream unmonitored.
Yeah, and look, this shows me how money hungry she is. She's got a stream playing for Valo. She's got a stream playing for Letitia. Now she's got this stream playing for the West Boys. How many streams are you going to keep going at the same damn time? You try
Pimpin', P-I-M-P.
She's a big old tragedy pimp. Talking about we're going to expose tragedy pimps. Well, start exposing yourself then.
Yeah,
because I've had enough of you. I've had enough of your
She tragedy pimping from her bed and doing
right.
All this. So
all the late night drinks.
I caught a little bit of what was going on when I was driving from place to place today, and actually happened to click into her. She's
Did you catch her streaming
I'm calling her the village idiot, but she's the YouTube village idiot.
Right.
Because we really I was on Deets a little bit ago before I had to jump into a board meeting, and I said, well, so what do you guys think as creators? Because I look at it as different, right? Because this is my profession, and I look at it like, okay, I'm dealing with a bunch of kids, which isn't fair because there's really good creators out there, but the couple that can't follow the rules, my job is to preserve the integrity of the system, right? And cut off the link. But here's the deal. So I got on, and everybody that was there on the there. All I could hear was her screaming her indignant crap about I this, I that, I did my due diligence.
Oh, she said the DA gave her special permission. The DA gave her
Bullshit.
Real
special.
justice, it behooves you to do your due diligence. Behooves you.
Well, I said on Deets, I'm going to change the terminology. I think like let's just like dumb it down to like what third graders would be able to read, write, and understand. The rules of engagement. So like we're not going to do due diligence, Betty, the YouTube village idiot. We're going to just do rules of engagement. Before you get involved, read the rules and follow the rules. And there are no
She said she
special
does.
rules.
She never breaks the law. She never breaks the law. She reads all the rules in TLS. She never breaks it. That's why she still has her channel. I said, yeah, you better.
For now.
Well, so here's the deal. And Mystery Maven kind of laid it out in a really good way in terms of the details of the orders and that. But the bottom line is framework is all proceedings, all legal proceedings across the country, with very few exceptions, are open to the public. Okay. And that means open to the public for you, Betty, the idiot of YouTube, the village idiot of YouTube, is open to the public means the courtroom doors are open. That courtroom is open. Okay. So, and we know how that is and how it's interpreted, because when we had COVID, the proceedings, there were no courtrooms that allowed people in it for quite a long time, but it still had to be open. So attorneys, we could have just participated via Zoom. But because it has to be open to the public, then all the court systems had to use YouTube or another platform that was public. And YouTube's the only one I'm familiar with, and stream the proceedings on YouTube as well. Now, the general public didn't know about it because there was a place that you went. It was on the public website for the courts, right? As here's where the Zoom links are or the YouTube links are or whatever. So it was open to the public. But so I think that's where things got, I've gotten a little bit where technology has gone quicker and faster, and troubleshooting some of these problems has become problematic. So when it's open to the public, this trial, high publicity, Johnny Depp, Murdaugh, any of them, all the judge has to allow, and it's within the judge's discretion, is access to the courtroom. When it's first come, first serve, right? Then what happens is, for any case, and it's not just high publicity, there's cases that might not be, might be local news and not much more than that. But if your media are broadcast media, your television stations and your print media that are legally, everybody knows who they are, they're licensed, not licensed, they're trained, they're credentialed, their agencies send them there. There are no independent little bloggers or that kind of stuff generally that are applying for this. Every court has an administrative rule, which is the local rule that they quote, that says, and it's a standing order. It says here's what the rules are in the courtroom and media access. However, it's not all you have to do. That just says what the protocol is. Once you get granted in writing an order saying Betty Blowfraud is granted access from bullshit media to this proceeding, okay? It has your name and it has who's allowed. If there's too many people that apply, and generally they apply when a trial date is set, and sometimes the judge won't decide until closer to the trial. All right. And I understand this proceeding's been going on for quite a while, but so the judge would grant, and they can do within their discretion media access into however many they want. As a general rule, once it gets to, more than a handful of reporters, they will grant access to one. They'll pull one of them as the pool reporter. We've all heard about that.
Right.
The pool reporter can then, they report out, or there can be a feed. Now, the way it used to be before it was live streamed is The pool reporter would be in the courtroom, and there would be a feed in a room that's kind of like called an overflow room.
Right.
That like, media would be present, and there's tables and whatever. Okay. So the pool reporter would be there live, right? So you could say they were there, even if whether
Well,
it
yeah,
was
I mean,
live.
they said anybody. I mean, they could go in, watch it, or they could go in, listen to it, and anybody can listen to it. But they do not want it streamed across any platforms.
Right, but I'm explaining to you the process. So
Right.
the process would be that, and so like say the the courtroom is hooked up to this overflow room. Now, that said, everybody is subject to the same rules, whether
Right.
it's a
Well, our
witness
main point though, she's not media, so she shouldn't even
Well,
be
she
in
never
that
even
media.
applied. She's taking
Right.
the standing administrative order as this is what it says, and she's trying to say that she's not rebroadcasting because she's just streaming the live feed. Well, that is a rebroadcasting. Now let me finish.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's me as an attorney, the defense attorney, the prosecutor, a reporter, or a witness, or just somebody sitting there in the courtroom. You are never allowed to record a court proceeding, period. Unless you're media and you're granted that. Like I can't even, record a proceeding for my own use to, convenience and efficiency. So even when media is granted access, like in this case, there can be restrictions placed on it. And there are in this case. But she thinks that, oh, I read the order. I did my due diligence and I read, and here's the order. And I called to the clerk and da da da. Now, here's what happened with that.
Right, because I mean, this was all laid out. Like Heel said, this was all laid out and in place before the trial even started. Nate Eaton did a video on the rules and everything. So the point of the being is, it doesn't even matter the process. She knew damn well she wasn't supposed to be doing this. She knew it wasn't supposed to be streamed on any platforms. She knows what she did was wrong. Period.
Well, and she, I mean, I don't know about it all being laid out like that. I think she didn't educate herself truthfully.
Well, no, she didn't. But it says right here, baby, Judge Charles Bremer began this afternoon session of the.
I know, I saw that.
Everybody else knew
that it is
that was
illegal to
interested.
rebroadcast the court's live stream of the proceedings. Hashtag West Trial.
Right, and that's when I was jumped into her stream and there were people that were saying that, and
here she is right here. Here's a screenshot of her doing it. There's a screenshot of it. I mean, because actually we actually had flipped it on while she was doing it, and it was live streaming the trial. So we flipped it right back off.
No, I know, and I told you and then there she is in her bedroom. But here's
look at her cocked to the walk, like she's not gonna get in trouble for it. I cannot fucking wait.
I was there when she dropped, so she was like taking on all the haters and whatever. And then I just called and I gave them my phone number and my email. And she was like calling everybody haters, and people were posting.
Oh, well, trust me, about 300 people gave them all your information, Betty.
Yeah. So the thing is people were posting in the stream. The judge just said
blocking
on the record, the judge just said no streaming. And she said, well, I talked to the clerk and whatever, and I gave him my phone number and email. So then here's what happened. No, I don't think she is lying. So then what happens is, and everybody is telling her in the chat that the judge just said on the record. So that's what you just posted. So then she got a phone call and she blacked her screen out, and then she came back on and I don't know, she did some bullshit kind of walking it back a little bit. But here's what she may have done. She called the court clerk. The court clerk is responsible for every filing in that courthouse. And that's, whether it's the circuit or the district. Okay. The court clerk is an administrative position, and there's people
right, but
that
the court clerk knew not to record it and stream it to everybody.
No, they don't. No, they don't necessarily. Here's
the thing. Lie. This trial is way too big. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
I think. Well, so then you think she's lying that the
court I think she's definitely lying. I don't think she called, and I don't think she got permission. No, I think she's a lying. Okay. I think she's lying. She's a fucking liar anyways, but I do not believe that the court I do not believe for 1 second that they did not know they were not to be recorded.
Well, that's a question
it's
for
been an issue.
Justice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Good Nunya asks, can we ask Lady Justice, how does the rebroadcast run a risk of mistrial or hindering justice?
So here's the way that it's happening is you have a right to a fair trial by a jury of your peers. The jury sequestration, the courts used to do quite a bit of it, and this is going to be a long trial, and it's kind of become impossible. We used to sequester juries by putting them in a hotel, and we didn't give them, you'd have movies or whatever, and they didn't have access to TV or newspaper. Well, you can't take every device from them anymore. So what happens is, and the studies are showing it, and those courts are grappling with this, is jurors get on and they do their own, there's inevitably one that does their own little research or whatever. Well, you get on and you start doing your, getting on to YouTube, bloggers, what is Reddit's a big site. I don't really use it. And you start listening to, opinions,
other people's opinions on it.
Opinions that is a vast, majority of, stuff from, like, look at what they did in Kylie Rodney. The Murdaugh trial, there was the cops, one of the jurors was the cop's brother, and he knew the threshold issue, which some YouTuber put up there, former law enforcement, and did the actual visual and whatever. I believe 100% that juror was doing his own stuff. So the point is it compromises you. Due process means that you can't have you need to take, as the judge, every precaution that you can so that the jury
because
is
you
not
want a
in
fair
any way
trial.
in any way. Well, the reason that you get a mistrial, because you cannot allow the jury in any way be tainted or influenced by anything outside of the courtroom. And then if
now,
there's
another thing too, real quick, she was the why do you think she was the only one on here streaming?
I don't know that. I asked Dietz that, and I guess I'm interested in the panel. Were there other people that were doing it? Because I don't know the whole.
Not that I'm aware of, and I know Duty Ron was really I haven't seen anyone.
No, ma'am. Nobody else has done it because of the ruling that this trial cannot be streamed live at any point. You can only give a verbal breakdown.
Yeah. So this is the thing that the village idiot of the YouTube streets might have accomplished for you. If I'm the judge, and nobody's going to like what I have to say, but I understand family members and that can't attend. We've had that happen before we got to this place in technology. Is the judge could allow family to participate through the pool or through giving links to the prosecution and the defense, because it's a smaller group of people, and it's accommodating, in the one case, the victims, so that the victim's family can watch, and it opens up some seats in the courtroom. So if I was the judge,
and that was her excuse.
I'm disabling the link. I'm not allowing it to happen, and I'm going to, and I wouldn't even allow recording at all.
Well, now they're not.
Now they're not.
Because of what Betty just did, they fucking canceled it all. You can't. There's nothing. You can't listen to it. Nothing. Yes.
And that's exactly what I would do, because if you do like the Valo thing, where you're allowing the proceeding to happen, and then it can tape, and then it can be let go at the end of the day, you're still that's where the confusion comes in. That's where you can jeopardize the trial still. So what I would have done.
I don't agree with that either. I think if they're going to keep it private all the way.
I agree. That's exactly what I think. That one confused me, how they're doing it in Valo.
I was one of them. Actually, just check. I was one of the ones on a hot mic, which is why I will not do Letitia. I will not put on any other trial, because when I opened that link that they gave me and I popped it open, I didn't know that my mic was open.
They opened the mics, I think. I think that was a court mistake, because everybody's mics got open at the same time. But I could see you.
Absolutely. Why do you think I messed up one time? It didn't take me another time. I learned right then and there not to ever do that again.
Yeah.
Yes. So that I didn't realize that they made that decision, because that's the only way. And that's really unfortunate. And if they wanted to, because there's such an interest in this, then they could record the proceedings, which they do already, and then make it available. Okay. And make it available after the trial for people to watch after the fact, which is kind of how you do the 2020s,
like
or
Valo,
60 minutes. And
Mm-hmm.
But when the trial's all over and
when the complete trial.
And I think that's kind of what the intention of the judge was. Like, okay, you can do opening, closings in the jury verdict, right? But he didn't want that attention all the way through. But it's really, really super unfortunate, but I agree with it if he disabled it, because here's the thing. There's people that were saying, well, hold her in contempt and it's illegal and she should this and she should that. Here's the quandary we are in as a justice system. The judge only has authority in his circuit, arguably, but for sure not outside of the state. Okay. And the contempt, which is the violation of the order, didn't take place in his presence. Okay. I know that sounds weird, but it's a really strict rule. So he would have to do a motion in an order to show cause, have her appear in front, anyone that violated the order appear in front of him. Well, he doesn't have authority outside of his circuit or for sure the state. So how do you enforce your order? And then practical stuff. These judges are so overworked and the caseloads are so freaking backed up because of COVID, and criminal trials had to be held with them in person, that they don't have the resources or the time to be playing around with any of this stuff. In addition, to that is, so earlier there was something when I was on Dietz, it said something about the judge is going to take measures to get the stuff that's been illegally recorded off or removed. Well, so the question became, well, so what do they do? Send something to YouTube? Well, you send something to YouTube. How does YouTube know? And it doesn't violate any of their terms of service. Do you know what I mean?
They can use the AI bot. There's an AI bot that'll run through the transcript and pick up exactly what's being stated.
But the thing is they don't have authority to do that. It doesn't violate their terms of service. See what I'm saying?
But they could. Lady Justice, because every creator is held to local laws. So if like, not only like you're held to the law. So if you're on YouTube and you're using the platform to do something that's could be considered a criminal offense, YouTube has a responsibility to remove it. So if they got an order from Kern County Superior Court to say, hey, anybody on your platform that has this, they can take it down.
Well, here's the problem with that. Sounds really easy, right? The problem with that is it's going to take it's taking administrative resources of the judge that need to be directed towards the trial. Then you're going to YouTube, which going to YouTube in their legal department, even with serious, stuff, they can remove it. You're right. But there has to be, if it's just an internal removing, when you're removing because a court order says this, and you have to have then the attorneys review it and then decide what they're going to do. By then it's been a week. I mean, it defeats the whole purpose of the whole deal. I mean,
and it's just easier to Canex the stream itself, right?
Yeah. And that sends the message, and it sends the message, for other things. And the glarer was in Dietz, and he said, she needs to be held accountable, or those that violate. And I said, my question was, well, I told you what my thinking was. If I'm the judge, and that's what I would have done, I would have removed the accessibility, and I would have opened up a pool room for credentialed, media. And then, like I said, gives links for the victims.
Oh, wait a minute, Lady Justice. But BHB is credentialed. She has her press pass. So she should be allowed.
Here's the thing. The judge.
I disagree with you. I think she's credentialed. I think you're.
The judge has.
Well, I was going to say, when you joke about stuff out during a conversation, people think you're serious on the playbacks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So here's the thing: the judge has discretion. The judge can grant and deny access.
Well, yeah, and that's not fair though, because she's a dumb fuck and she knew and messed it up. Now it's got to be ruined for everybody, family included, that can't be. And that's crap.
I agree. But that's where, when I said to Dietz, so I told you what I would do. What do you mean? Like, how can you hold accountable? And she said, by exposing, this is what it is and whatever. And I said, well, that's a great solution. So basically, the varying levels of exposing the YouTube village idiot and making an example of her.
Yeah, lawyer Mystery Maven said her abuse can ruin it for everyone. Yeah, and I believe it's going. I mean, he said he was going to shut it down.
Well,
Well,
because I
and we
mean, and
already
Lady
have.
Justice, correct me if I'm
Go
wrong,
ahead.
but one of the things that the courts say all the time is that they are internally recording it, and you can request, like FOIA request, certain court
Yeah.
cases and stuff that are being recorded. And so the judge says we can deny y'all having this. I can cut off the live streams. I can cut off y'all having any access to recording here other than pen and paper and all this kind of stuff for the like legit reporters that are in there or whoever else is watching. And if y'all want to see the proceedings when the court case is over, you can FOIA request the video that was done to an extent in the courtroom, correct?
No, that's not even the way that happens.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
so administratively, and it happened, and Dietz did kind of go through this, is there were so many people that
I'll see if she can pop over here.
they wanted so many people that wanted access that they had to increase their licenses. Okay, so there again is a cost, an administrative cost that's not funded to allow public to listen to this, right? But as in terms of a FOIA request, you can't FOIA request basically legal transcripts. You can't FOIA request them.
To pay for them, right?
Yes, and they're expensive as
Yeah,
hell.
like there's like $6 a page.
Yes, it's super expensive, and we as attorneys have fought really hard because give me the DVD, give me a DVD of the proceeding, and it's so much cheaper and faster, and I don't have to wait and the expense, and they won't let us do it like that. So I don't even think, and it's not done by a FOIA, it's done by a court records request, and they're quite expensive, very expensive, which is why
you're talking
legitimate
about
mainstream media gets the stuff because they have the funding to purchase it.
Yeah, you're talking about like an all-dayer. If that's a court reporter, probably all-dayer like that will probably be about 200 pages.
Well, no, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's about $100 an hour for a court reporter, like in transcript pages. It's about $100.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
When I do an 8-hour day of deposition, it's usually comes in, depends on who orders it, but it'll come in around $1,000.
Yeah, if it's like an all-dayer, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so she ruined it, for everybody. And it's unfortunate. And I really have empathy. I don't know what the workaround is. And I don't know that the workaround is going to be public for the families, of, the victims family, that can't attend. And like I said, I think in the past, I know that there's ways that they can be accommodated by being provided a link, but I think at this juncture, the judge is just done with it. There won't be any kind of things going outside. So she fucked it up for everybody. And it was crazy to me. She only had 300 losers in there listening.
Right. So she just messed it up for 300. And this is the thing. She was like, there's so many people. This is her point as to why she was doing it, right? She said, because there was 800, they allotted for 800 people. The next day, there was like 1,200 people. The next day, there was like 1,500 people. So why wouldn't they let us do that? So we could take some of the weight off of them, like
because when you're listening as an individual,
it's not disabled yet. They're saying it's not disabled yet. So if
here's
you
the
want
thing.
to go listen, you can. It's not disabled yet.
This is the thing is, there's judicial, forums and stuff that this stuff is being talked about in is when you're listening to something, it's like listening to a song on the radio. It's a lot different than listening it with the masses and everybody giving their opinions and their theories, which everyone has the right to do. But when it's happening at the same time, live, real time as the trial stuff, that's where you can influence the jury. Outside stuff can come in. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
So
100%.
Dietz, you're up here. Jones, and you're up here.
Thanks, babe.
Tracy asked, okay, did someone state it would be disabled? And I haven't kept up on what's happening with media. So do we know for sure if that's happening?
They were said, okay, so it says Kern County Superior Court working to remove illegal online audio postings of the West trial. So they're trying. And then when one of the ladies called, she said that if it's going to be a problem, they're going to disable it and pretty much it'll ruin it for everybody. You know what I mean? They told her they were going, they were going to decide whether it's on the judge to decide whether he's going to allow it to keep going.
And this
I mean,
is such a big trial. It's
Can
such a
I
big
clear up one thing
trial.
real quick?
Yeah.
Because the chat is completely lost, and I
Yeah,
don't
and they said
blame them.
it could be removed, but it's at the discretion of the
Exactly.
judge.
She's
So until
exactly
we
what
hear
I'm
a
saying.
judge,
Yep.
right? People, and we've told them, I said Tracy, Chasing, we told them last time when we were live, stop calling, don't be calling, stop calling up there. There's no need to continue to keep calling up there. Enough people have called. It's already documented. They already know what's going on. No one else needs to call.
Right. And they're not
Like
equipped.
happened when we were online at 3:30 today, during my live or her live at 3:00 today. So, yeah, we've already told them, baby, 3 hours ago, we told them to stop calling.
So, and the one thing is this is where there's been binders or whatever, I don't know if it's a running joke or if it's real that you guys are letting people know where blow fraud is going. And I saw somebody
Voices.
Heels.
I'm right here. It is not a joke.
Hang on. And Heels said that, I'm just responding to what Heels said. She's been exposed. Betty's been exposed for 2 years and nothing's happening. Well, I guarantee you that, because blow fraud had to do her flexing, I guarantee you she did get a call and told to remove that shit. And she said she was privating it and it needs to be deleted because it's not even supposed to be recorded, you dumbass. So go ahead, Voices.
Sorry, Deets. I didn't mean to cut you off either, baby.
No,
Go ahead.
you're fine. You're completely fine, hon.
It's
I was
not
just
a-
gonna say that the chat is really confused because what happened is Betty's live stream, she put it to private, and so some people are saying that it was deleted, and I think that's where some confusion's coming in. So Betty privated or
I think she should delete it, but she did
unlisted
private it. Yeah.
her live stream. Yeah, and then the audio through Kern County, it's still active. It's not disabled. It is still active for people to privately listen to. So I think the chat's just kind of getting the two of those. And not everyone, obviously, but some are kind of getting those two mixed together. So Betty's
Yeah, and if they
stream
do cut it off,
itself
I feel
has
like it is
been
Betty's
privated.
fault.
Yeah,
I do feel like she ruined it. You know what I mean? I totally
I
do.
do too.
And if
I do too.
if it gets turned off, is that's an IT thing, and the IT people, I know it sounds really dumb, but IT people really aren't accessible. Like, they work kind of for the county and not just like the courthouse in most cases. So the IT, I mean, and the judge can't just call and say shut it down. It's like you have to call and ask IT. It's government and it's administrative, so it might be getting done as quick as the morning, and maybe the judge wants to think about it. So nobody really knows. The judge is still out on it, but as I've said, and Mystery Maven confirms, it's absolutely 100% within his discretion, which means he can do whatever he wants at this point. And again, I guarantee you that blow fraud got a call and an ass fucking ripping. Maybe they were nice to her, but they all know inside that courthouse who was doing it.
Oh, hell yeah, they do.
Oh,
And they got
I
calls.
wish I'd heard that. I wish we could hear that call. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well,
don't forget they would have Betty's IP from when she logs into that system.
Burnt Toast said her stream is only on private. I just checked. I'm sure she doesn't want to delete it because she wants to keep the views or admit she was wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm counting on Burnt Toast to blast the shit out of this YouTube village idiot.
Yep.
I mean, that's the only way I really feel like. And I feel like Deets had it right on her channel, like keeping it in perspective and exposing the tragedy pimps is so the 300 people that were in her chat, maybe 25 of them were the ones saying like you shouldn't be doing this, but the other 300 need to know not what the village idiot is saying. They need to know how wrong this is, how it impacts justice, and how it absolutely will impact future proceedings in other jurisdictions. Like the Vallow trial, right? They were prepared for a circus. I don't understand why the judge did it the way that he did in that case, but like we need to stop thinking like court proceedings have become kind of reality TV, okay, where we're seeing and hearing everything in real time, and that's not always a good thing when we're trying to protect the constitutional rights of the parties and the victims, right? So I mean, it's finding a balance, and I don't know what the balance is, but it's just like everything new. You're always going to have one asshole that ruins it for everybody.
What was shitty is today when people went in there, because as soon as we found out over here when we were live, some people from over here went over there and said, you're not supposed to be streaming this. This is illegal. You're not supposed to be doing this. And she sat and argued in her chat, and she was actually going to keep it up.
Well, I saw, that's the part I saw. I saw like the last maybe 10 minutes of it. And that's exactly, people were saying right in the stream, the judge just said it, and she was still arguing and calling them haters. And that's when she said she was going to private it. So I hope somebody has that link, and I'm looking forward to seeing it on the, you know, the glares, heels, burnt, you know, toast, everyone. I want to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's definitely been getting, busted out today, tomorrow. YouTube's on it.
Yeah.
There's people calling her out left and right for this, and they should. She should be called. This is the stuff she gets called out for, and then screams haters, haters, haters. No.
Yeah. It's yeah, your due diligence, Betty, like, let me dumb it down to like 3rd grade for you. It's called read the assignment and the rules for the assignment and color in the lines, or you ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And if you guys want to watch it yourselves or listen to it yourselves without streaming it, Chasing said it can be found on Google. You can find the link yourself on Google.
So is there anyone that's IT that's on the panel right now or in the chat that, like, I don't know the answer because I don't do any of this technology stuff, is if you could, if they can delete, well, no, because it's downloaded. It's just it's
Chronicles of the Shady has it posted on Twitter. I'll go grab the tweet, and if you guys want to share it out, you can. That way you know what I mean, that way you have it on here.
Yeah, I just wonder if there's a way that they can tell, because they can't probably, because it's not downloaded. It was live streamed at the same time as theirs was. So that's where rebroadcasting comes in. And she kept arguing about rebroadcasting. It doesn't matter if it's broadcasting or rebroadcasting. You don't have a signed order from the judge as media to do this, you bitch.
Okay, so I retweeted it. I'm gonna go copy the link and drop it in the chat so anybody else retweet it can.
Yeah, but you know where their argument's gonna be. You're not the YouTube police. You
know
can't
what?
tell us what to do. We're not the YouTube police.
Well, and the Glare said, what happened to free speech? Yeah, you have free speech, but it's not without limitation. Say whatever you want, bitch. But
just like
the courtroom just has to be open. The proceedings just have to be open to the public, just like it. We want to go into the olden days where we could, because people can't behave, and we can only put as many in the courtroom as will fit.
Yeah, but the problem is free speech. Like a good example is you basically you can't go into a movie theater and scream fire.
Right.
You will be prosecuted
unless there's a fire, right?
Unless there's a fire, and if you just lie and say there's a fire,
you can't. So the thing is this, and this is what happens. This is where free speech becomes limited, right? Is especially what you're talking about is what's known as a call to action, right?
Yeah.
So free speech, like I can sit there and put my opinion out there all day long, but if I do a call to action, like yelling fire in a crowded theater when there is no fire, that's where it steps into the realm of
or if I tell
legality
people, if I say, hey, you should go to the certain location on January, you know what I mean? A certain person says, people can say, well, that sounds like a call to action to do certain things, mister.
We're kind of mixing apples and oranges, though, because really what it is, it's the right for the public to have access to legal proceedings, not really free speech and the constitutional right to say what you want.
It's public access, but it's also the right to a fair trial. And those are the two things that are fighting against each other a little bit.
No, Jason, if you want to come up here, if you know more, you know a lot more about what's going on with this. My biggest thing was she was streaming when she knew damn well she wasn't supposed to. She knew damn well the consequences, and she knows exactly what can happen from it. And like I said, I shouldn't have repeated the call without knowing for 100% sure, but I do know they said that the judge was going to shut it down if it's going to cause issues. So I do know that for sure.
Well, and what did she say?
It's still up at this point. Everybody has went and looked. It's still up. If you want to tap the link though and pop up and explain it, that's cool. I would appreciate it.
And I'm going to drop down. Love you all. I'm going to listen.
Thank you, love.
Thank you.
We always appreciate you. You're so smart. She's always so helpful.
What did Betty say? Like we heard it in the video that you played, Queen. She said she was reading out what the judge said, and she literally said, "I don't play by the rules." Right?
Yeah, and she knows. She knew that it was not to be streamed publicly on social media platforms, and she did it anyways. Hey, the truth, you're up here, love.
Hey, listen, I'm not trying to be petty. I think Bullhorn Betty definitely needs to be called out and called to task for what she did today. But I remember not too long ago, the same thing happened with an AWP case.
Well, that was a little different. That could be streamed, right? Couldn't it be streamed? Pretty sure it could be, right?
No, they had it
Yeah,
on members only, and people took it.
So it's the same thing. So then, if that's the same way, then that's the same. That's the same thing. That's exactly why I don't tap none of these links.
Yep.
I'm not sharing them. I'm not streaming them. I'm not even watching them. I watch them on somebody
Queen,
else's.
you could be heard in that stream.
Right,
Judy
but I
Vaughn
learned
could be
my
heard
lesson
in
from
that
that.
stream.
Like I said, I learned my lesson from
back
that. I don't tap these links. I don't come on here. I don't stream them. I don't even listen to them because I learned my lesson. If I don't know what I'm doing, I ain't got no business tapping that link. And I don't want to screw up anybody else's case. And I definitely do not want to screw up a murder case for 2 children. Absolutely not. It was bad enough for me to be unmuted when Jared Lesick went up there and I didn't even know it. So yeah, I learned my lesson real quick, and I have not tapped another link since, and I won't.
Well, let's hope Bullhorn Betty learns from this also.
Doubtful.
Had I known it was illegal, I would have never tapped on the link to begin with.
Well, like I said, let's hope Bullhorn Betty learns from this, because in the AWP case, if you remember, the judge got so pissed off he shut it down for the day, and that victim of Jared had to be postponed and come back at a later date.
Well, he's still come back from the trial, still not started yet.
Let's just hope people learn from this, because we've already had this happen in one
What
case.
do you mean, people? It was one part.
Right, it was Betty. I don't know anybody else that was streaming it.
Yeah, there was just Betty.
She 5 days ago, she did a live stream. She read it off, and she knew it was illegal. If I did a live stream 5 days prior to that and read it off and knew it was illegal, and then turned around and did it, then I could see where you guys would want to call me out for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that, and I had no idea when I tapped that link that it was unmuted, and that's how that worked.
Well, I don't watch her, so I definitely didn't know that she had any planning put into this.
Oh, okay, because I just played I'm sorry, maybe you missed it then, honey. I played a link on here that from her own 5 days ago, where she was reading off an article, and it said right on there that it was illegal to do this. And she said herself that it should be public record for everybody to if it's for the public, it should be for everybody to see and everybody to listen to.
I think from this point forward, it would be safer for these cases that are not televised or carried by court TV or long crime or whatever, that maybe it'd be safer that people would just listen to them individually. And
well, that's what was supposed to
there's
have been
a reason why the courts do this. It's not just to piss off people like us.
That was the rule to begin with. That was what they had said. You know, that was one of the rules put in place to begin with during this trial.
Right, well, Queen, thanks for having me up here. I got to bounce to another call. I may join y'all if you're still on later when I get done.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Nate.
I'm gonna bounce too. I got some things to do, but have a great stream. Take care.
Hold on, I'm gonna play this link real quick, so you can see it. Where you know what I mean? From, like I said, from her stream 5 days ago, so you can see what we were playing earlier.
Okay.
So this is her live that she was doing, like I said, 5 days ago, and so she was on here
starting our raffle process.
She knew
if my mods want to drop the raffle link. It's a third-party website that's handling a raffle and other.
Now her raffle has nothing to do with this, but right after this, she starts reading off on
fundraising for the channel, fundraising stuff that we do in the future, fundraising activities. So they're saying that by utilizing the audio and restreaming it on other platforms, it is illegally streaming this. If it's open
So she knew right there.
Right.
By
And
saying this,
I
by
did
saying
hear her claim today that she filled out some sort of form.
She always says that.
Obviously, that wasn't true, or she wouldn't have gotten shut down or whatever. But again, I think sometimes when it comes to true crime, we overstep our boundaries.
Absolutely.
And it's not fair to the victims. I mean, we're looking at 2 little boys here.
And that's another reason why I refuse to tap the link. I'll go like Letitia's. I won't even tap that link because when I did, and you could hear me through that microphone, that I was mortified. I probably will never tap a fucking link again.
Well, the
And
Stouts
I'm
case is
serious when I
being
say that
covered on
because-
long crime. So the Stouts case is being covered on long crime. So you can watch
well,
it.
another view. I've been watching it on Chasings, but I mean, like I said, I have the web thing too. Like I don't even want to go there. I don't want to have that mistake happen again, and I don't want to jeopardize anyone's case at all, ever.
All right. Well, I don't know the whole background. I got people messaging me now saying that you did play the whole AWP stream or case or whatever. I don't know.
No, somebody came up here and was streaming it, and when she left the link in the back. When I tapped the link, I pulled it up, and when I pulled it up, the mics, all of them, Duty Ron's, mine, there was like 6 of us. The mics unmuted at the same time, all of our mics.
I don't remember all the particulars. I just remembered when this happened today with Bullhorn Betty, I thought, hey, haven't we learned?
And then when somebody when somebody
Yeah.
came in and said we can hear you on the feedback, I immediately shut that shit down, deleted it, called the courthouse, gave them my information, let them know. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, you didn't plug your channel like fucking no thanks on that
No.
live? Like,
See, I didn't even remember it was
he
him.
did that. I couldn't believe that.
And Duty Ron was like, "Hey, do the memberships."
He didn't know he was. But wait, Duty Ron did not know he was Mike live. Fucking
none of us knew.
No, but no thanks knew his mic was live, and he said it while the mic was live. He knew.
Doug did. He came back in and said that. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he absolutely knew. So he made a joke about it. So take it as you will. Duty Ron was an accident. You were an accident. He was not an accident.
Today was not an accident. 5 days ago, she said herself. And like I said, that's why. If I had said 5 days ago, it's illegal to play AWP, and then 5 days later said, "Hey, y'all, we're gonna play AWP, and we're gonna put it on here." And when the people came in my chat, I argued with them and called them haters. That's the big difference, Well,
I totally agree. The woman deserves to be called out. But I mean, I don't watch her. But
I don't either. I was live when it happened.
I did get wind of what happened. But again, it crossed my mind. I thought, wait a minute. Didn't the same thing happen with AWP? And it included experienced true crime people.
Yeah, there was like 6 or 7 of us. Yeah.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, I'm going to jump down. I got things to do. Carry on with
All
your
right.
stream.
Thank you for coming up.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Yeah, there's a big difference in that. But what was you going to say, Chasing?
Hey.
Who is this guy, this Sofa King? Is he just a troll or something? Or is he just
guessing so?
Yeah.
On the chat watching.
Hey, Chasing.
Hey. What I was saying in the chat basically was that there are people who've followed the case since the minute it came out that these little boys were missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as it happened, they were following the case. Much like there are people in Summer Wells who we know all the details and all of that stuff. So it was known. It was a big issue when finally the judge came down and said, "There's just not going to be live cameras in the courtroom. We're not going to have that." And then they worked out a way to have, and there are gag orders issued all over this case because there are CPS records. There's other little children involved other than Classic and Sincere. There are other kids who were involved in this case. So
follow this case from the beginning. I didn't.
Right.
I haven't followed. You know what I mean? I haven't followed it from the beginning. I came in after, kind of after this. You know what I mean? So I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of
A
watched.
lot of people didn't. A
Vallow,
lot
you
of
know.
people didn't. And that's, you know, I'm seeing like in chats, people are like, well, I want the link. I want the link. And sure, yeah, have the link. But here's the thing. They have to expand the number of seats or licenses that they have for listeners. And this is the first time they've ever had to do that. So they noticed there were like 1,700 people listening one time. So they
Right.
expanded it to 800 seats. Some of those people are people who can't make it to the courtroom, who are extended family members who can't be there, and people who followed it since the beginning. So for her to log in and use one of the seats, first of all, and acted as though it was perfectly fine to restream it, knowing 5 days prior, she knew that she wasn't supposed to. But even if she misunderstood, she still took up a seat on a case that one of the major issues was that they weren't allowing cameras and audio, right? They weren't allowing it. So that's my point, is it's been, if she's true crime, it's been an issue in this case. So if you've been following it, you knew that already. You already knew. So for you to go and do this, when you know that AV Watchman, Crenshaw Incorporated, they've been on this since the moment those babies were reported missing. If anybody would be streaming it, it would be them, right?
Absolutely.
They're in the courtroom. Crenshaw goes to the courtroom. So clearly, everybody, if you put in YouTube, the West Boys, the Cal City Boys, Jacqueline and Trezell case, there is no coverage of the trial. Nobody's playing the audio because it isn't allowed. Because it's not allowed, Betty. Did you think like you just come up with this spectacular idea and you were the only one?
But Chasing, have you ever sat next to a judge? Are you sure about that? You know, I've heard that you become a lawyer automatically if you sit next to a judge.
Well, you kind of don't.
Wow.
I mean, and there are gag orders all over this case. There's certain things that aren't even on the audio that she's. Do I think she's ruined it for everybody? No. Do I think that somebody in New York's going to give two shits what somebody in Kern County, California does? No. Right now, they're streaming on CPS cases. They're streaming every single morning on open cases in Nevada or whatever. They're using this method because they feel like it's more efficient. And it is. It's easier to do. But on some of them, it'll say right on there, no rebroadcasting. That means I can't fire up a StreamYard, even though I'm watching it and I may want to share it with my audience. I can't do that because it says it right on there. You cannot rebroadcast this.
Yeah, see, I learned my lesson. As soon as that happened with AWP, I will not even click on it.
Yeah, I mean, it says it. And like Lori Vallow, she specifically went to her attorney. Her attorney specifically made a motion in court. We don't want cameras because Court TV kept zooming in on her face, and that's the only thing they kept looking at. And the next day, everybody was making fun of her and talking about her and why does she look like this or whatever. She didn't want it. So the judge ordered, that's it. This is how we're going to do it. You'll have a sketch artist and you'll have audio and you can purchase the audio after. And that's it. So we can't listen live like in the West case, but some of the pooled media can. That's how they're getting their audio. They're paying for it, and some are allowing us after to download it or to rebroadcast it. Everybody's going to have different rules. Leticia's case, they didn't have. It's not live. It's not a live streaming thing on a YouTube channel. It's a WebEx, and we are allowed to play it.
She
So
also said she had special permission when people went in and told her. She said she had special permission from the DA. She wrote and had special permission to stream it from the DA.
Well, then she should show that in writing. If that is
That's
true,
what I said.
it would be in writing.
It wouldn't
And
come from the DA chasing, it would come from the
of course
judge.
not. Of course not. The judge is the one who made the order. Everybody knows it. KGET-TV. The web. I follow them on Twitter as well. Down the Rabbit Hole posted it too, and so when I saw what Down the Rabbit Hole posted, I'm like, well, that sucks, because maybe it's going to bring too much attention, and some people are going to not be able to listen because of this.
Right.
But then I thought, I probably am getting carried away just because it's Bullhorn. It's very simple. The audio is going to match her audio. That audio matches her audio.
Yeah.
It's a copyright claim. It's super simple. They'll link it to that specific date's audio. And on the copyright form, they ask you, who owns this material? And they'll say Kern County Court. And where's the original audio housed? And they'll show them. And if it matches what she still has up, and everybody says she already put it on private, so if it matches, they'll send her a copyright claim and take it down. It doesn't have to go through lawyers and judges and attorneys and paralegals. And no, you put in the copyright request and they take it down.
Says Kern County Superior Court working to remove illegal online audio postings of West Trial. And this is dated for the 13th. So today.
By the way, I just want to say something. Sofa King, you're going to keep on sending $2 to send shitty messages. They're just going to be deleted because they're fucking stupid. Fucking stupid as can be. So just keep on wasting $2. Just keep on doing it. And we're not even going to play just want to say, because this guy's literally insulting people in the chat with $2 super chats, Queen.
Okay, I was going to say I ain't even seen them go through, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Just block them. That's
Yeah, I think that's all it'll be. I think that it'll just all be, if that can match up, then, if the audio matches up, it's super simple. It'll probably be their media person that does it. I don't think the judge is going to have to sit and go through that. He's a little busy right now, but it shouldn't be very difficult. My company has materials that are their material, and people repost them all the time. And the AI thing, Voices was saying, if you provide the link, that they have technology where it matches. Okay, this matches what this said.
Yep,
take it down.
It'll just pull up the transcript, and the AI bot will catch it if they put a copyright claim in for it, and bada boom, bada bing, done and over with.
Right. Yep. And that's it. I don't think it'll be that hard to get it down. I really don't. I hope that they keep allowing the information to come out, but you just don't know. And the only solution, you can't even with some of the people in the chat, because not in this chat specifically, but in general, you don't want to overwhelm a court with all these friggin' calls. It's crazy, and that's going to end up being the damn problem.
It's not like they have to. It's
her.
Yeah,
they're just going to keep calling.
It's not like they have to actually go through a murder trial, to actually do that. They have plenty of time to take those calls.
Absolutely, yeah. If the phone's ringing off the hook and they're getting 12 people leaving a voicemail on her, if people were smart enough to go and Google it and see who the person was that controls all this, it's very accessible. And if she's getting all these calls, she's probably like, what the fuck? What is this? Who are these crazy YouTube people? It just gives all of us a bad name. I wish she would just move to a different community and cover something else.
Black community? Maybe go take Justin.
I don't know. Go cover I don't know. Cover something else.
Because she's lazy. It's this is the easiest thing she's ever made. She literally, what she does is Skeptic said it best. She puts the live up of a trial. She leaves it up, and then she literally goes to the beach and waves a flag, "Don't tread on me," and talks about, and collects super chats while she's stealing like she's literally stealing like from other channel like Court TV and stuff like that, and other places, their content to restream because she's fucking lazy. She's a lazy person. She doesn't do any research. She doesn't do any like notes. She doesn't take down notes. She doesn't even she's not even interested in these cases. I don't even, I think she's absolutely bored with these cases. The only time she's actually
about this case, you know?
Yeah. I
Because
think
she
she
known that. That was my whole point.
Yeah.
If you were a follower and you really cared about Classic and Sincere, you would have already known this. You would have known. People have asked me while we've been watching Leticia's trial together. So many people have said, "Are you going to play the audio from the West trial?" No. Are you covering it? Are you following it? No, I'm not going to. When the verdict comes out, sure. But I've known all along, you can't stream it. You can't. So she knows. She's just insufferable. She's one of the most frustrating people on here because she just thinks she's right and she's just going to keep pushing, and it's like, oh my god, enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
By the way,
and she said some kids should be euthanized.
Yeah, she's a child advocate.
Yeah. Some aren't worth saving.
Not the good type of child advocate. Let's just say the evil type of child advocate.
And was she talking about the 3 12-year-olds? Is that what she was referring to? I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she quite understands that brains like don't really fully develop probably until you're in like early 20s, and that's why there's certain rules put in place.
Shocking, though.
Yeah.
Even for her, that is really something altogether out there. Who says that? Like, some dogs are so violent, they've got to be put down, and some kids are like that too.
Yeah.
You want to put them
They're not
down?
worthy of rehabilitation.
That is so fucking shocking to me.
Well, that's the same person that rehomed, like dumped elderly senior dogs off at the pound. I mean, those two characteristics go hand in hand with each other. Wanting to euthanize children and getting rid of old dogs. I mean, right there. It doesn't get any worse than that.
Yeah,
Who got rid of old dogs? What?
Betty got rid of her ex's old dogs. Basically, she broke up with her ex, and she literally gave the dogs away that she had for like what, 10 years?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Yep, that's why I don't like her.
She also advocated for puppy mills.
What?
There's that one too.
Yeah, she said that it was the free market and we shouldn't stop puppy mills from existing. Something like to that effect.
Wait, is this accurate that they had dogs for 10 years and then gave them to a pound?
Yes, ma'am.
That was her ex.
Yes, ma'am.
That was her ex's dogs, and she didn't want them anymore.
Where'd her ex go? Why didn't he take his dogs?
Well, I mean, probably
he was supposed to come get them.
Yeah.
He didn't come in the allotted time.
She gave him to a pound.
A shelter.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I mean, and I think he was getting abused. That's probably why he didn't there's a lot of charges that were kind of not good. So probably he didn't want to be anywhere near that woman.
Oh my God. Heels is saying she has it on tape.
Yes.
What?
Yes, ma'am. Lots of us do. Yes, ma'am.
You got to memorialize when you basically give away your dogs for 10 years. It's not like you form an emotional commitment to these animals that you've seen them as children, like pups.
And got rid of his dogs.
Yeah, I mean,
that kills me.
Yeah, that's pretty soulless. I agree with Marie. That's pretty soulless.
I mean, all the rest of it, the things that she says and does are things that she says and does, right? But those are living beings that are dependent upon her to take care of them. They need her.
Yes, ma'am.
And she gave them to a pound.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't even know how to process that. Scott and I used to go around Mississippi to the pound and rescue the vicious pit bulls because we knew what
Yes,
was
ma'am.
going to happen to them. We knew
Yeah.
what was going to happen to them.
Well,
So
not,
we
not
just
according.
go to random ass pounds and, oh, well, he's big and scary looking. We'll take that dog.
Yeah, not according to Betty. She thinks she should take them down.
Nope,
No.
those are like those
She
new
had that
dogs are
dog like
like
10 years and she took it to the dog pound after 10 years.
Yeah.
That
I
dog.
can't even put that together. I can't put it together in my head.
Because she is.
Well, I mean, like, this is also the woman that got arrested not having pants, saying that she was going to cut people and she worked for the FBI.
Which is
So
fine.
there's
You
that.
know, run around with all your business hanging out. You know, if you like it, I love it. But old dogs? Bitch. Who? Who the fuck?
I mean,
in
but
the
she's a
life?
child advocate. You know, I mean,
I had no idea of that. I had no clue of that.
there were 2 dogs
There
actually.
were 2
yes,
dogs,
correct.
yes. That is
Oh.
correct. There were 2 dogs chasing.
And they probably were bonded and then they didn't get adopted together.
Yeah, or
hopefully
worse.
We don't know the outcome, and I don't want to know the outcome because
Yeah,
that'll
I
just piss me
can't
off even
even
more.
think about that. I can't even think about that.
Yeah, so I mean,
wow.
But you know, old dogs and young kids that can't be rehabilitated should be euthanized.
Yeah, well.
I mean, see, saying that kids should be euthanized, I'm like, all right, that's just another thing Betty says because Betty says crazy things and she's crazy. But she took an action. Like, she had to think about those dogs and say, well, yeah, I know you guys have been around a while, but now you got to go to how can you picture it? So you've got to put them in the car and you got to drive.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you have to get out and then you have
Yep.
to get them out.
And then
Then
they
you've got
bark.
to hand them to somebody and they're looking for you.
Yeah, and they're
Trying to
basically
turn
they're
around, walk
basically
away. For you.
they're probably barking and begging for you to take them back, and
My
you're
whole
leaving them
heart's
back.
broken. I can't.
You know, these dogs you raised as puppies, you formed a connection with, you've seen them raised from puppy to a 10-year-old, and then you just gave them away because you want to be a spiteful, evil person to your ex.
Because your ex, you know, your ex decided to divorce you for, you know, all the years of abuse that he's endured.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a pretty grim picture.
Wow. Oh.
I wouldn't do it.
No, I don't even.
And I don't even have pets. I would not do that because that's pretty fucked.
Never. Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Never, never, never. She was traveling and
She's
didn't.
Cruella DeVille.
Wow.
Maybe in her area there are no-kill shelters. Maybe that it was a no-kill shelter and they somehow have the best home ever. That's what I'm gonna think. Because I follow a guy on Instagram, Wolfgang. It's he's a guy. He's amazing. He has all old dogs that nobody wants. Some of them have no teeth. He has a pig that someone didn't want. He has bunnies. And he lives in like the most gorgeous upstairs, downstairs apartment. He's got to be rich. And he goes around and adopts these dogs. And it's the most amazing, beautiful thing you've ever seen. He said it's so difficult to get these dogs rehomed because nobody wants them. So
Chasing,
like
I ended up with
work.
I ended up with a 20-year-old Pomeranian that looks like your Chi-Chi. His name was Harry, and I guess he was 18 when I got him, and I kept him along to like 20. He was 22 when he finally passed. But that last 2 years, it was so much work, like daily weights, all of that. But his own owner passed away, and nobody wanted him. So I'm like, I'll take him. I get it.
It's so difficult to take care of them, and I understand that. It is, but if you've raised them, I mean, I could see if you're like getting evicted, there's nowhere for them to go, you don't know what to do, that's one thing. But if you're in the same fucking house that you were in and these were your dogs, you hire a fucking dog sitter. Like, if you can do all these other things, then the guy, just in case, if you love animals like I love animals, You can follow the man. His name is Wolfgang2242. He just reached 1 million followers, and it's Life with Senior Dog Rescues, Bikini the Pig, Betty the Chicken, and Cranberry the Turkey. And they all have the best life ever. So if you want to be happy, because YouTube makes you
Oh my
want
God,
to
that is so
stab
cool.
everything, you have to look him up on Instagram. He's the best guy ever, and I love him so much. And he's always trying to find other dogs' homes too. So anyway, this place will make you fucking crazy. Before you go to bed, you go look him up on Instagram, and you'll be happier. Okay.
But you know what?
Oh yeah, everybody. So there's a palate cleanser. Go check him out and look that up before
It's
you
so
guys go to
great.
bed. So this is a video Heels made, and it was the kind of like with the some kids aren't worth saving. When she said that, I'm like, are you kidding me? It almost like it caught me kind of off guard with the bag of maggots when she said that about Quentin.
Yeah.
Like it didn't
So
shock me,
gross.
but it just caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Like I just wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna wait for people to make clips about this, but same
yeah,
people that probably defend.
Bullhorn has a solution to juvenile crime.
Yeah.
This is Betty on euthanizing people that are vicious. She's talking about the kids that killed the 2 girls, I'm sure, and the West couple. I'm really beyond shocked. I cannot believe she said this.
It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Just like some dogs.
Did you guys hear her say that? I haven't sped up. I need to just slow it.
She said some children are not worth saving, just like dogs.
Like some dogs. Now,
yes,
I've never met a
I'm
dog.
sure you guys heard it.
I love children, of course, especially my own, but I've never met a dog not worth saving. Not
The only
one
time I would
ever.
say a dog is,
I mean, if it was
if
like,
it had rabies, that's the thing. Like if it was had rabies.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even then you would put him to sleep in a humane way. You know what I mean? Like,
but I'm saying like that's the only way that if rabies, because it's incurable.
You know, even they're like, oh, the one that bit my kid. Yeah, well, you'd rehome it to somebody with no children who has the money to train the dog. Would you, if Tommy tomorrow bit Jace because he was excited, would I think Scott should take him out back and put a bullet in his head? Or we should take him to the vet? And that's how they do it in the South, Tim. Sorry.
Right. I mean, that really is how they do it. But, I mean, I just feel like
a lot of crazy people do it.
Yeah, all kids and dogs. I feel like they're all worth saving. Like, you can't.
All of them. All of them. All of them.
Like, I guess she wants to act tough and she wants to act hard, but this is just making her look ridiculous. For real.
No. I mean, there are some evil. I did a case on Shonda Scherer, and her friends took her out and they murdered her in the most brutal, awful way. She was only 12 years old. It was fucking horrific what they did to this girl. Even those girls, as adults now, have been interviewed in prison, and one of them is now friends with Shonda's family. She trains dogs in prison, and she's been, she's like, I can't believe I ever went along with all of this. I can't believe what I did. And she's so regretful. So regretful. She's in there forever, she ain't getting out. Everybody can have that wake up time where they're a 15-year-old and they make the most awful decision. They can be less evil. They may be in prison. They might have to go to a mental institution, whatever.
Right.
Why did she say something like that? She's such
I'm glad Heels caught it. I'm gonna rewind it just a sec I'm glad she caught it, because I'm like, I
think Dietz, that's the one I shared of Dietz. You should watch what Dietz put together.
We'll play hers next. Here, I'll mute and finish. I'll finish playing this.
Couple. I'm really beyond shocked. I cannot believe she said this.
It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Just like some dogs. Some dogs are too vicious that they have to be euthanized. And we have to take into consideration, because we consider dogs animals. Human beings are animals too. We're just a different species of animals. We're all mammals.
I'm sorry, but she sounds ridiculous. I didn't mean to stop it. I'm sorry, Heels.
Yeah, by the way, Queen, just look in the back chat. Just when you have the appropriate time.
Even dogs, if they have hair, they breathe oxygen, they give live birth. We are mammals. We are animals. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us. And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, oh, you know what? Thank you so much, Stella Bella, for gifting 10 memberships, and Drizzle. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate you guys supporting the Hive. Thank you so much. Yeah, this, I just, like,
I'm so glad that we've got this, because this is going to the top of the list in the binder.
I already knew you was going to say that.
Yeah, baby, this is going to be when they first click into it.
I've never seen your binder, but I imagine it's probably huge.
Well, it's not. It's only it's a one-page document, but it's got all the links. And it's enough pages that they have enough information on her that and I include the links to the other law enforcement agencies, whoever handled the case, their phone number, their email. I include all of that.
What do you think when they what do you think when they like stick it in the computer and turn it on?
Oh, honey, no. All they do is open their email, and the shit is all in their email. I don't send anything physically.
Oh, I thought it was like a little
baby,
chip.
Like you said, this is a fucking digital binder. Like, I don't need to waste paper and kill trees. Oh, hail to the no. This has the links and everything. And let me tell you, when I hold and when I start to explain this, they all had the same reaction. What? This is about YouTube? I'm like, yes, I know it sounds so crazy. However, I need you to continue to bear with me while I walk you out. Are you in front of your computer, sir? Yeah. Okay, so can you pull up YouTube by going www.youtube.com? Yeah. And then I get them out where, like, and take them right to the timestamp where they're making the threat.
Good Lord.
Like,
right.
Don't shit.
I'm going to finish playing this real quick, and because I didn't mean to stop it and talk through it like that. I'm sorry.
Well, I think I would put her, if that's the category, vicious people, then I'm going to nominate Betty first.
I second that nomination.
I can't believe that. So Deets put one together too. We'll go check hers out.
Yeah, hers was good.
I was busy.
So I have a question. When
Go
you
ahead,
say some of us versus some people, or there are some that, aren't you including yourself in that when you say some of us?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, so it says, let's see, Bullhorn Betty has thoughts on juvenile justice. Is that the one, Chasing? Is that the one you shared?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because that's what she said. Yeah. Some of us need to be euthanized. I think she included herself in that. Inadvertently, maybe.
Let's see.
Oh my God, Nessie, you're killing me. That printer's a prop.
Hey y'all, we're back with more words of wisdom from America's favorite child advocate. Bullhorn Betty is on a new case, and it's a very tragic case, one that involves horrendous crimes committed towards juveniles by others.
Will you guys please drop Deets' link? Make sure so people can go sub up and give her the view. She just made this, so I want to make sure she gets the view and stuff for it. I know she doesn't care. I just want to make sure that you guys go, sub up her channel and give her the view for it. She works really hard on these. And
other juveniles. While she was giving a tour of the area to her subscribers, she had this to say.
Our law enforcement should really consider doing better. Not our law enforcement. The law enforcement did great. Let's not sugarcoat this. They did an amazing job out here. It's not the law enforcement. It's our judicial system. It's our
Now, it's important to remember that part because later in her stream, she continued on about how law enforcement was not doing their jobs. But that's not the part of the clip I want you to hear. It's this part.
Judicial process. It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Just like some dogs. Some dogs are too vicious that they have to be euthanized. And we have to take into consideration because we consider dogs animals. Human beings are animals too. We're just a different species of animals.
Wow, so that's a little more clear. So now you can really hear what she's saying.
It's gross. Really gross.
We're all mammals. We are all this, even dogs. They have hair, they breathe oxygen, they give life birth. We are mammals. We are animals. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us. And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel. I don't think an age changes what's in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul. I just don't believe that.
Yep, that came out of the mouth of a quote-unquote advocate. Let's take the weird analogy of humans to dogs out of it and listen to what she really said.
It's the bleeding hearts wanting to save children. Some children are not worth saving, and I'm sorry. And some of us are too vicious to live amongst the rest of us. And we need to euthanize them like we do the vicious dogs. And that's how I feel. I don't think an age changes what's in their heart, in their mind, and in their soul.
Notice she says us.
That's what I was
she
trying
puts
to
herself
say earlier.
I
Yeah.
think by us, she's meaning human beings. Us.
Probably, but the way
right.
she's because she says it again too. Some of us are vicious.
Just don't believe that.
I, for one, am very thankful that the Supreme Court does not agree with Betty. This is from a legal article, and it states, while adolescents can and should be held accountable for their actions, new scientific information demonstrates that they cannot fairly be held accountable to the same extent as adults. Studies by the Harvard Medicine School, the National Institute of Mental Health, and the UCLA's Department of Neuroscience finds that the frontal and prefrontal lobes of the brain, which regulate impulse control and judgment, are not fully developed in adolescence. Development is not.
I'm going to cut that there for a second. This is the case of you said the girl that was in the trunk. Is that correct, or do I have that wrong?
No. I did the podcast on the girl in the trunk. This is a whole different case that Dietz is referring to here.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
There just happens to be a bunch of 12-year-olds involved in all of this. Totally different cases.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Not completed until somewhere between 18 and 22 years of age. These findings confirm that adolescents generally have a greater tendency towards impulsivity, making unsound judgments or reasoning, and are less aware of the consequences of their actions. Because of their immaturity, adolescent children are more likely to be coerced by adults and sometimes the pawns for more sophisticated criminals. They are also more likely to be taken advantage of during the investigation of a criminal case. Juveniles are often intimidated by adults and authority figures, and are therefore more likely to be the victims of coerced confessions. I can't say that word, sorry, which are often false. Moreover, juveniles are less likely to invoke their Miranda rights, including their right to legal representation.
Wow, man. I.
Yep, that's true. What she said.
How many cases is she doing right now? I know she's doing the Valo one, right? She's following that. The Letitia's. Yep. Okay, so she's following that one with Gannon. Plus, she's following the.
She can't follow all three. It's impossible.
A recent one right now where
it's
3 kids
there's not many hours.
killed another kid, or killed 2 other kids.
That Trent stuff. Or
yep,
Trent Learcamp or something like that.
Yep, and then she was talking about a whole new case today.
This
some
is new.
12-year-olds.
That was the gang-related one in Florida, where like the 12-year-olds and the killed the other 3, like two.
Yep,
two girls
I sent that binder off this morning about her.
Yeah.
I was actually on a panel. I think I said I'll be right back, or I was watching a live, and I did it.
This is 6 days ago. 12-year-old, 2 teen suspects in killing of 3 teens in Florida. A teenager and a 12-year-old have been charged in the deaths of 3 teens whose bodies were found along a Florida roadside in the trunk of a partially submerged vehicle on Friday. Another teen is being sought. Law enforcement officials have been shocked by the young ages of these children. The oldest suspect in custody is 17, and they're searching for a 16-year-old. They're charged with first-degree murder.
They found the 16-year-old already.
So
They
young.
arrested him.
So young to ruin their lives.
I think that's the one Deeds can probably say in the
Yeah,
chat.
that was when she was talking about this morning.
Yeah, that's the one Emmy
Betty
was covering her. Emmy covered her this morning, Headstones and Headlines. She had her this morning, and it was like she was, chasing. If you would have heard her, you would have smacked her. It was bad.
That's where the Steets video came from that live. You know what I mean? Because she was talking about, that's where she was talking about those kids, because
She was on her
they're
way
all
driving
involved
there.
in some kind of gang stuff.
So
Isn't
she
that where
doesn't
she was
think
driving
that
around?
the Trent should the Trent guys be killed too, or should it just be these 3 black kids who were killed? I'm only wondering. Should the kids who did that to Trent, should we euthanize them as well? Is she calling for that, or is she only calling for the death and euthanasia of the 3 black kids? Hopefully she can clarify that for us. That'd be great. I'd love to know.
Doubtful. She'll just call you a roach and a hater, and the YouTube police.
Yeah.
And you're trying to stop her ability to say what she, freedom of speech and all that stuff.
Listen,
yeah, because I mean, I haven't heard her say that about the ones that isn't she protesting down in Georgia or wherever it's at?
Yep.
In front and saying the police are suspect and whatever.
Getting
but
ready to
did
move
she
down there.
want to euthanize the boys who hazed him to death? I don't
No.
know. Weren't they all were they white? I don't know. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah. What's his last name? Learcamp, right? Trent Learcamp? Oh,
He's
wow.
white. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
And
he's
you
white.
said you make a
Of
very
course.
valid point.
I try sometimes.
Have you noticed she's never touched on Daniel Robinson's case?
Of course not. Gray and I sat with Mr. Robinson for an hour while we were at CrimeCon. Saddest thing ever. We covered his case the week. I told Gray there's this horrible case. And we covered it on So Mean Allegedly. Of course, but I'm just wondering. Yeah, it looks like they're all white. That's weird. Like, what's the deal with
Right.
that?
But they don't need to be.
Suspicious.
They don't need to be euthanized, though.
No, they don't. Okay. I didn't know.
They're white and they're rich, so they can pay the price.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's what it is then. Gotcha. So I was just double checking to make sure that they were, not to bring race into it or anything. I was
Well,
just
not only
wondering.
that, they're like Sticky said, they're white and upper class. So of course she's not going to go for them. They could.
I wonder who their parents voted for. I'm just asking. I don't know.
Betty said, "I love Tracy."
It's ridiculous. So you can euthanize the, black kids in Florida, but let's go down there and harass the cops in Georgia for not making an arrest yet. I wonder if she cares about Shanquella's case.
Oh, actually,
they actually did beat her to death. But
she hasn't mentioned it, and she hasn't protested at all because it just came back that no one's going to be arrested for her murder. No one, and there's no protest. There's no talking about it. She's not saying.
And they just decided they're not pressing charges. That's like a miscarriage.
Correct.
It is so crazy. I just
Yeah,
can't believe
decided they're not pressing charges for her murder. Yep,
they did.
they're gonna fight. There's gonna be there's advocates for her family that are gonna try to get justice. Let's hope.
That makes me think, Ellie. Thank you for saying that. Because in my opinion, and from my experience being a voluntold advocate, it's quite probable that the actual family members for that case tomorrow to go back in remotely, they'll probably give one to the family that's like under the victim's rights umbrella, or maybe they would have to call into the advocate and then they could listen via phone that way. They'll probably, like, that's what the victim's advocates help to coordinate if something like this happens also. So it's quite probable that the family won't lose out. They'll make other arrangements. I wanted
For
to
what
add that.
case? What do you mean?
For Orrin and Orson's case, the West
Yeah.
Boys case,
Yeah.
because of what happened. What they'll probably do then is they'll turn it into like you have to be a credentialed person to get the link. You know what I mean?
I don't think anything's gonna happen. I honestly
You don't think so?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't think
I think he said something today and that's it. You know, I don't know. The judge did. And
Well, he spoke on it, I believe, when the case started, and then he said something today too, like when he found out it was being streamed on different. But today they got a lot. Like, I think today they got quite a bit of calls. I mean, they got quite a few calls today.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because when people came over to my chat and started saying that she was streaming it, she had already stopped streaming it at that point. So she had been streamed it the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she stopped it and was talking, and people were telling her already that it was illegal. She wasn't supposed to be doing that. And then she started screaming at them about haters and roaches, and it was hate channels that were saying that. It was liars. Everybody's liars.
I got blocked in her chat
Then,
just for saying
the DA gave her
streaming.
special permission, wrote her and gave her special permission for that. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no proof posted of that. Nothing.
And why would they give you special
And
privileges,
no one else,
Betty?
like you said, if they were going to give special permission, it would be to somebody like AV Watchman, who's been there from day one, who's in the courtroom, who's there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
She
or
also
Lauren
said it's
Crime,
not
not
her
Betty.
fault. A clerk gave her wrong information.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
yeah, I think the entire courthouse knows what's going on. I'm not buying.
Every
crap.
single person who's following the case knew that.
I even knew, you know,
on,
I'm not really following it so much, but I heard other creators talking about why they couldn't cover it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Correct.
that hard to figure it out. Like, it's out there, Betty. You
Like,
just don't
it's
listen.
not haters. It wasn't haters, though. It's people who care about the boys.
Yeah.
Care about our justice system. That's
It was
all.
true
You know.
advocates. Those people were advocates. The ones that were advocating for that family, saying this wasn't right. Not
Right.
what Betty was doing. Betty's
She
an
knew it was-
adversary.
5 days ago, she knew it was illegal. Shit. Again, 5 days ago.
Burnto's gonna get her. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Burnt toast's on it, baby. All right, I'm going to finish playing this real quick. And
Importantly, the goals of the death penalty do not apply to juveniles. Retribution aims to give the harshest punishment to the worst offender. Juveniles are the most likely to be capable of rehabilitation. I want to say that again. Juveniles are the most likely to be capable of rehabilitation. Given their emotional immaturity and lessened culpability, they are not among the worst of the worst. Meanwhile, the juvenile death penalty disproportionately affects children of color, as it is subject to the same racial disparities as have been discovered throughout the capital punishment. Thankfully, the ruling by the Supreme Court in 2005 in Rober versus Simons changed the ruling on the death penalty for juveniles.
in my personal opinion, I don't think there should be a death penalty for juveniles.
No, I don't either. No.
Honestly, I really just I don't think there. I mean, this is just my own personal opinion. Other people can feel how they feel. That's fine. I don't judge anybody. You know, judgment-free zone, whatever. You know what I mean? But I just don't think I don't think there should be for juveniles.
So we can approve mental health system for our juveniles who are in the juvenile detention centers, then I don't agree with it either. But there's like the case of Tristan Bailey. He stabbed her, 114 times.
Yeah.
So your gut says death penalty for this little bastard because he's been planning it and he knew that he wanted to kill somebody. So
Right.
You want that. You want him to pay. But then you're thinking, okay, he's 16 now and he's going into the system. He's just going to get more corrupt because that's what happens. He's not going to get help.
Right.
He's not
He's
going to
gonna
get
learn.
therapy, counseling.
Yeah.
He's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And until we can really have something that is helpful to these teenagers who are committing these crimes, something that really works in helping them improve in some way, I don't think we should have the death penalty. Because our justice system isn't perfect for adults, never mind for kids. It just isn't. Look at all the
Exactly.
people who get out now because of DNA, getting off of death row because of DNA.
Yeah.
They fuck up a lot.
Or
So,
falsely accused, or
yeah. And what Deetz just said, the majority are kids of color.
Mhm.
They just are, right? So as that goes on, I mean, look at the Central Park 5. And there are plenty of cases just like that. Just like that. And I'm sure, if
Yeah.
certain creators were around during that time, they would have been calling for them to be euthanized too. But at the end of the day, they were innocent. And if you go and watch their interrogations, they all had a learning disability, every single one of them. None of them had their parents there with them. And they confessed to something they never did. And because they thought they were going home.
Which happens a
Yeah.
lot when they're pushed to that edge with that time, with like just being in that room and just over and over. They snap and something happens and they just want out of there. And the only way out of there is just to tell them what they want to hear.
Look at Brendan
Dassey.
Dassey. Yeah, Brendan Dassey, the same
Jinx
thing. Low
chasing.
IQ. Yeah,
Yep.
it's sad.
Oh
to
yeah, the way they
watch.
did Brandon Dassey was terrible.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
So I think Deetz is right on it, where kids can be rehabilitated. They can.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
don't deserve to be put down. They're not cockroaches. They're people. They're somebody's baby. At one point in time, that was a baby in a bassinet who was the cutest thing on the planet
think
to
about it,
somebody.
Casey.
Right.
She never had kids. She doesn't
Yeah.
understand that. She never had
Yeah.
kids.
Well, even people who don't have kids, I mean, come on.
They have nieces and nephews or
Right.
Honey, I don't
friends.
have kids and I understand it,
No.
but Betty doesn't want to.
Right. Right. That's a sad thing, man. If she
It
could
is,
understand
really.
what it feels like, when your kid does make a mistake, and it could be a serious one. My niece just made a pretty big one, and I was terrified for her. I was the first one to ever hold that kid, and I'm like,
Right.
shit. And thank God, the truth came out and everything was okay. But for a while, for many months, I was sick. Because that was once a little fat, chubby, cutest thing you've
Yeah.
ever seen baby. She was the little kid who was singing me, "I'm bringing home my baby Bumblebee." There's
Right.
nothing cuter in the world, right? And then they get older and they fuck up, and the peer pressure and idiotic shit, and it happens.
Oh, and peer pressure is bad. It's really bad.
It's awful.
With all the Snapchats and the social media, and I mean, it
Worse
just
than ever. Yeah.
it's awful. It's really bad, and maybe that's something we can talk about next time around. Here, I'm going to finish playing Deet's video. We're almost done.
Personal opinion that juveniles absolutely should be held accountable for their crimes. But if anyone stands the chance of being rehabilitated, it would be minors. As a child advocate, we should really be looking into ways that we could help the juvenile going forward. Better mental health awareness before becoming criminals, as well as better mental health awareness in the prison systems and the juvenile prison systems, and so on. We shouldn't be so quick to snuff out a life, especially one that we might be able to save. Even if they have to spend the rest of their life in prison, it would be better spent reformed, rehabilitated, changed. And that's what we should be striving for, in my opinion. That's all for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Before I hopped on, can everybody stand up and give Deetz a round of applause? That was so good, Deetz. And you're so right, girl.
Yes, it was.
So
That was a
good.
really, really good video, babe. And I hope you guys are dropping it in the chat too. Make sure you guys, if you're not subbed up, go sub up to her. If not, go watch the video, give her the view. That's a really good video, Deetz. You did great.
Is
Right,
Burnt
and she's
Toast still in
so
here?
calm about it, isn't Deetz? Like, she can say
Yeah.
it so well. She's dragging your ass, honey, and you don't even know
She
what's
says it
happening
very
to you.
sweet voice, and
She does. You don't even
All
know
right.
what the hell's happening to you.
I gotta show Burnt
You
Toast
don't even know.
something.
I love it.
Toasty, you got your very own toaster.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
And your breads come out.
Stop it right now. That was the cutest thing ever.
Stop it right now,
I
beat
gotta zoom.
him.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Cool.
Look at that. You made that out of your paper things?
Yes, ma'am.
That is some fucking talent. I can't make a stick figure.
I
That's
know.
so
Made
cute.
beat him a tomato.
Look at it with the toe.
It's really cute. It's movable.
It's got a little envelope.
I love it.
I think beat him sounds jealous.
Aw.
He's making
I
a
made that a
tomato.
long time ago. I made that a long time ago. Like one of the first streams that I ever did anything with my Cricut on. I made that a long time ago. So it sits in the pool of eventual send to YouTubers.
Willow said you're toast, buddy. Yeah, the things that for her being a child advocate, the shit that comes out of her mouth, I can't.
She's not a child advocate, though.
She's
You know what I
not.
mean? Yeah, let's not.
Oh, but she sits and claims that she is.
Whatever. She doesn't know what she is,
Apparently,
obviously.
just like she's, you know what I mean?
Advocating to euthanize children. That's
Yeah,
what
you
she
can't
is
like
doing.
be a
Oh
child
my
advocate
God.
and also call for the, what she called for, and
Ah.
those two they don't go together.
Get one of those,
you know?
Betty. Get one of those.
One of those don't fit. What is that? Oh,
Get
child
one of
advocate
those,
part.
Betty. And then we'll
Well,
talk
and I'm
about
glad that lady, the truth or whatever came up and, you know what I'm saying, brought up the AWP, because that, you know what I'm saying, gave me a chance to clarify. You know what I mean? This is two totally different situations. And not only that, she knew 5 days prior that she shouldn't be doing this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if I'm just traumatized or what, but
You are a little.
no, I'm dead ass serious. I have the links were emailed to me, and I fucking closed the email. I wouldn't even open. I wouldn't even
You're like,
open
no,
the email again
not
because
again.
yeah, no, hell no. I didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Aw, see, you felt bad because you felt bad. You have like a heart and like a conscience, and you were
Yeah, I
like, "Oh
don't
my god!"
wanna ever-
Even though
I
it
don't
wasn't your fault,
or be
it
the
was
reason
like,
some case was ruined. I
Right.
don't want to. I couldn't. You know what I mean? You got to do what you can live with, and that's not
yeah.
something to be. You know what I mean? Able to be
Yeah.
okay with.
But Betty's fine with the way, living her dream.
Shit, that
every
shit
day.
scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, oh no, you can't pay me enough to click that fucking link.
You're like, get away! You just like delete it.
Shit,
You're
makes
just
me
like
feel like
delete,
I'm in
delete.
fucking court, like right along with them. Shit.
You have like PTSD.
Fuck yeah, that's not. I'm not even bullshitting because I should have paid.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Aw.
I should have been paying better of attention, and I should have known. Because, like I said, when that girl, there was somebody coming up that came up and played it, and then dropped it in the back. My dumb ass just kept, just went on in like it was nothing and
I think
chatting
everybody
away.
got unmuted.
Cuss
Everybody
wording away.
unmuted. And you didn't plug your channel, like, some.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Mm-mm.
I could not.
That was
believe
crazy.
that. I know Duty Ron was like super embarrassed too, so I wasn't the only
He
one that
was
was by
because
that.
he
Big
thought
time.
his Bluetooth because he was wearing earbuds and he thought it was like everybody thought it was their fault, but I swear it was like a court thing. Everybody was unmuted at once because all of a sudden everybody
Yeah,
was
how
talking.
we-
It was like a mass
So
unmute.
I actually got
at the same time.
I got clarification on that. When they do WebExes down here at our courthouse, when they come back in and they do the all rise thing, they have a master unmute and they can unmute every mic. And she probably hit the wrong button, not realizing how many people were on that call.
Either way, I learned my fucking lesson. Shit.
And I'm
Aw.
sorry that I laughed.
I tell you what, you can't. Should I laugh too after the fact? But I don't want to.
I know,
Like I said,
but
I don't want to ruin. That. First of all, I don't want to, ruin the case for the victim, and second of all, I would be mortified if they called a mistrial because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and clicking links and being unmuted. So, shit, I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Yeah, Judy Ron felt so bad. Oh my god,
Oh,
he
girl,
thought
I
it was his
didn't-
earbud. Oh
I'll
my
tell
God,
you
he
what, it
felt
was
so
like,
bad.
yeah, he's like, I can't even believe my earbuds were unmuted. Like, we all thought we did it ourselves, but how did we all do it
Yeah.
at the same time? You know what I mean?
No, you didn't. I don't. There's no way. There's no way.
All I know
No, it
is
was
I'm
on
not
the
trying to
fourth
go
end.
back in there and figure it out, and I'm not going back in. I'm not fuck that. Man,
Maybe
well,
take baby steps. Maybe you'll just like
no, I just
look
watch other
at.
people racing. I'll go to her and watch
More
her
adultier
stream.
adults
I'll
can do
go,
that.
nope, I'll go to Long Crime. I'll watch theirs.
You're like, no, never again, never again.
Right?
I'm not going
It's
there.
about knowing
Don't
your
make me
limitations,
click that
right?
link. Yeah.
Fuck
I
no.
think I would be the same way.
Queen.
100%. I'd be like, not again. Nope. Nope. I don't blame you at
Look,
all.
no, I learned my lesson the first time. I ain't having that happen again. I was fucking embarrassed, and then I had to call and give him my name and stuff, and I was like, "This is how fucking embarrassing." You know what I mean? Like to even have to do that, and then to tell him, "Well, I was the
But I
one that."
don't think it was your fault.
It really
I
wasn't
really
your fault, though.
don't.
I know what you
No,
mean.
but you
and
still
of
got to
course-
take accountability. I still had to call.
Yeah,
I still
I
had.
get it.
Yep, you
Judy
still had
on
to
call
do
Well,
right.
I hope
too.
that
He felt
clerk
bad.
who hit the
Well,
unmute
what
took
you
accountability.
Queen, I think what you should have done was you should have just argued with the chat and yelled at them, said how much you were right. And then,
Say, how dare
and
you?
then
How
proceed,
dare you yell at you?
and then proceed to hold a piece of paper with your own handwriting that said you had permission from the court to do it. And then,
it came off of your 1980 printer.
and
See,
then,
that's the
and
difference between you and Bullhorn right there.
I think that's
Well,
what you
and
should
if
have
I was
done.
reading the article and I said, "Hey guys, like I'm reading this article to you guys," and it says it's illegal to stream, blah blah blah. Don't do this, don't do this. And then I get on here and I stream it, and you guys come in telling me, "Hey, you're not supposed to be streaming this. It's not supposed to be on." I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, fuck all you guys. You guys are haters."
No.
Get out.
That's what she did. That's pretty much what she did. And like,
Start blocking y'all.
Do you think she ever
Yeah.
watches her shit back and is
blocked
like,
me. Yeah.
Look, and you know what? When we
No.
played Never Have I Ever, I thought you guys were gonna pop that one on me. Like, never have I ever had an open mic.
Oh
No, but that wasn't your fault. I mean, I could see why you think it was.
I should have
but, like,
done that. Oh my god,
I
that
think
was
someone
great.
did in chat, but not.
See, I was waiting on it. I figured you guys would toast my ass. I was waiting for it. I was like, ah, shit, I'm gonna get roasted. That's it.
Well, that'll be next time. Let me write that in my binder.
Put that in your queen file.
My queen file. I'm gonna do that immediately. Just think of a bunch of things to make fun of her. That'll be the last stream I'm on.
Brandy said, hold on. In my honest opinion, taking accountability and knowing right from wrong. Yeah, girl, shit. I took accountability. I was like, I ain't doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you
That's
didn't do
exactly
like,
what it is.
You didn't do like no thanks. This is no thanks.
Yeah, exactly. You gave a little like plug
And then
for
the,
the channel.
I would have loved that the judge would have been like, "Thank you for letting me know. You're gonna be
Well,
held
you know,
in
that's gonna
contempt."
be like that's
And then
gonna be
just like-
the court records forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But I was waiting for like when no thanks said that. I was like hoping the judge would be like, "Thank you for letting me know who you are. We'll be sending the sheriff over to your place to arrest
Yeah,
you."
right.
You knew this was a crime,
Mr. No thanks.
Mr. No thanks.
well, and that's another thing too is I didn't follow this case with the boys. I didn't follow it really close, so I don't feel like I should be taking up space in the room or you know what I'm saying, listening to it. So like I said, I'll go listen to it like the Gannon trial, like Gannon Scout. I go listen to it on Chasing for Long Crime. Lori Vallow's case just started, so like I'll try, you know what I mean? I'll try to catch the stuff on that afterwards from Hidden True Crime. I know they've been that Hidden True Crime there. So I seen she took a picture with all the or what would she say, the Vallows or something like that, like 3 or 4 women that were family members too.
Yeah, Kay
that were in court.
Summer.
Yeah, they were all in court together.
Yeah. And Lauren's been amazing.
So I figured she was somebody good to follow and listen to on that, because that's you know, and I think that's gonna be, you know what I thought though, when, and I know this is probably gonna sound really hateful and really cruel, but when she said she was not mentally stable enough to mentally or emotionally stable enough to stay in the courtroom when they brought the autopsy pictures out and stuff like that. And I felt like when she said she couldn't mentally or emotionally stay in the courtroom. She wanted to be excused, which first of all, that can cause for, that can bring cause for a mistrial. But second of all, I felt like, no, you know what? You did this to these babies. You knew what was going on. You may not know exactly how they were put in there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You may not know exactly what they looked like or what happened, but I feel like you played a major role in this, and you should definitely be forced to have to look up.
I agree. Definitely. There's
Me
no
too.
out.
Everybody, and then if you're going to put the jury and 12 people, a jury of your peers through that, then you definitely need to be having your ass there and looking at everything you fucking did. You know what she did? She went in, closed her eyes, and put her head down on her hand and fell asleep.
Yeah. That's just yucky.
Which I know that's like in your mind, fight or flight, where she couldn't fight. Obviously, she tried to leave. She tried to get out of it. And
somebody said she got a pill.
I feel like she just closed her eyes and tried to ignore it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hope while her eyes were closed, everything that was being stated was playing out before her eyes in her imagination.
Well, that might not be a good thing.
Oh,
like how
I think somebody said she got some medication, like some anti-anxiety or something, and that's why she fell asleep. That's what people were saying, that they gave her some kind, because she had a freak out and she wanted to leave. Oh, totally rude.
I'm just gonna. What do you think the title of Laura's stream will be tomorrow?
Oh God.
This? Haters go after innocent Betty, who only has
Betty does no wrong, and Betty doesn't talk about kids either. Like, they watch her. She'll double down with it. Kids are flirty, and some of them aren't worth saving. Watch her say that.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. She says
right after.
Like Kelly's like, oh my God.
Stop. That took a minute to sink in my brain. What?
Wait. Ow. Oh, gushki.
She'll do it.
I thought she didn't really love.
It's like I feel like Betty did this. I feel like she did this to get her channel going because she's the only one streaming it. So she's like, yeah, I'll take some of them numbers off your hands.
Do you think she played dumb?
Well, it's obvious it was deliberate. From 5 days ago, what she said, and she still did it anyway. It was deliberate, and why? Why is the question?
Because we're all talking about it now. Ugh,
it could be more
all talking about it.
Than
Did
this.
she know?
No.
Did
Maybe
she play it out?
Screw up that trial.
Why? Why though? I mean, is she that bad? I mean, that would be like really bad. I mean, that would be like
all
sick.
her symbols she throws.
I mean, she's
I don't know.
Sick. I don't know.
Remy says give her 6 hours.
Yes, yes, it is. And you know what? Listen, Bert does that. What's funny is BHB hates Laura. It should be interesting.
They don't like each other, it seems.
No, they don't.
No,
yeah.
It's like they have no choice but to stick together and hate bond. And
right. I mean, it's hard not to assume the worst of her after we just watched a couple videos of what she actually said about children.
Well, BHB and
they're not
Laura
worth
right now
saving.
have Molly's
it should be euthanized.
Audience in common.
Is there anything more despicable than that? Is there anything lower than saying that about children?
I mean, I don't understand how her.
She's kind of have competition with Laura when she said 4-year-olds can flirt too. That was, and then she doubled down on that one. That's kind of Betty's got stiff competition.
Maybe that 4-year-old mimics her mother's behavior.
I wouldn't say that, no, but I'm saying like that's just how her thought process is like fucking weird, like completely like gone. I don't know what's wrong with her, but yeah, these people who are supposed true crime child advocates are really fucking out there.
But you had to see her chat today, like Betty's chat, like they were like, oh, these haters, like restreaming is the same as rebroadcasting. You're fine. Like they're just like, go Betty, go Betty. You know what I mean? Like they just like egg her on. So they're just like little other Bettys out there in the world. Do you know what I mean? So how do you,
oh God,
you know what I mean? Like they're just like, they're that kind of person that's like, yeah, go do it. You do it. You know? Yeah, we're here for it. You know, like they're little bitches like her. And so how do you, I don't know, just let them it's just so frustrating, the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like they just, It's just upsetting, you know?
Very.
But you can't change people. You know what I mean? Like can you really? I mean, you could show them their behaviors and hope that they would want to like change, but I don't know. Can't really change people.
I mean, the problem is that like Betty is just like this weirdo. She's like, humans are mammals, and like, okay, I thought you were like a Bible thumping, you believe the human soul, and you're a Christian, and you're saying, well, people are not as important as dogs. I'm like, okay, well, that really shows that you're just full of shit. Because I thought humans were unique and intrinsic and had a human soul, but apparently not according to Betty. I don't know. She just seems like she has no fucking clue what she's talking about. One minute she acts like she's like the Christian. Next minute she's like, no redemption for anyone. No for no one.
Yeah. It's hard to know what they stand for. That's the thing with like
humans are just as dogs. It's like, okay, ma'am, you're fucking nuts. Congratulations.
There's no moral compass. She doesn't have a like nobody could figure it out because it doesn't exist, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Like
I don't think Betty knows what she stands for.
I don't know what was it Jesus that died for our sin? Wait, no, that must be another story. I don't know. I must be
voices. She doesn't know
because every day
what she stands for at all. She
just goes with the wind and
like she's just lost. She's just like fucking. And like Molly, where she just like holds the cross and pretends that she actually gives a fuck about anything. And it's not like she's just like only cares about making money. And that's the same with Betty. Betty's lazy. She just wants to live stream just wants to live stream and steal people's content and basically make money from it by just doing nothing while she sleeps all day in bed. I think she wants to be like Molly, where she could just do 17-hour streams and get paid for it, where she sleeps.
Look, and that's what they have in common right now. That's what her and Laura have in common. They're both vying for movie's audience.
Yep.
And
but it doesn't happen like that, you know.
Why is Betty's like room always got shades up, like to like stop all the fucking light coming in? Like that's just a little.
I think that's a hotel room she was in, or maybe. I know she was at. She's
no,
like
that's
in Georgia.
her bed.
No.
That's her bed in her room.
That's her bed.
Don't you know it's all those people driving by her house?
She can sleep.
Well,
24
obviously
hours
she's
day,
not
I
in a
guess.
feng shui because you're not supposed to have a window at the head of your bed.
Oh.
Oh, Betty.
Well,
I wish. You're very disappointing. Willow's very disappointed in her today. See, she's upset. It's upsetting when people do shit like this.
Keep your dog away from Betty.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, it's scary. I heard you got when Chasing was found out about her taking her 10-year-old dogs to the. It's just like it's just so that makes sense with who she is. I hate to say that, but it fits her whole character. She doesn't care about anything but herself, obviously, not even her dogs that she lived with for 10 years or however long she lived with those dogs. You know what I mean? Like you just don't do, I mean, you just like.
No, I have a feeling it was to hurt her ex-husband. She probably didn't want the dogs and fought him for the dogs, but he was supposed to pick them up, I hear. But I bet you she was waiting. And at exactly whatever time that was, 2 in the afternoon, at 2:01, she loaded the dogs in the car and took them to the pound.
Ugh.
Bitch, she was rolling up at the pound at 2:01.
Right?
At 1:30, she loaded them and was leaving.
Jesus Christ. She couldn't even like wait an extra day.
That was a way to hurt him.
Yeah, she's an evil woman. I mean, she's definitely evil. I don't get like how this woman has gotten away with this for this long, but like she really like
it's getting worse. It seems, like since I don't know.
My ex tried that shit. It didn't work though. I won the dog in court. Thank you. After I kidnapped her.
You're admitting to it. Well, it's probably the dog you're looking at right now. Wherever see.
No.
The evil dog.
I changed it for you today. It's just an F. Beat him. Just an F.
No, I still see the avatar of your dog.
You do?
Yes.
I'm sorry. He's haunting you.
No.
I only see an F.
You want to say hello?
I see the avatar of the dog, actually.
Oh, I
I
hear.
don't see an F.
I see an F.
I don't see an F. I see the dog.
I see an F.
Do you hear him?
I hear
Yes.
the dog and I see an F though.
I don't see an F.
Tim loves him.
Like the F
See,
is
I didn't
shown.
even return Jesco to the pound, okay?
Yeah, the F is shown on the back screen, the regular screen.
Oh, but you're looking at regular YouTube
But I'm looking
because
at
you're
the
looking
regular
at the
YouTube.
chat.
Like
I'm sorry,
it's the
B. Tim.
dog.
When
So
she was talking
everyone
about
sees the
euthanizing
dog.
children and
Got it,
dogs,
got
I thought
it.
it was a good idea to take the dog down and change it with an F, so I did do it midstream.
Yeah, like see, everyone's agreeing with me. It's the dog. It's probably the
On the other
dog that's
side.
gonna be like the dog that's gonna haunt fucking Betty and probably bite her. Like that's the face she's gonna look at when she wakes up. That dog's face in the growl, and that'll be the end of Betty.
Yeah, everybody sees a dog. I see a dog. It's super funny.
I see a scary dog.
I see a scary dog. I see a teethy dog. Drizzle the panel. What does that mean?
My dog.
There, now everyone sees the dog.
I see a dog.
Yeah, see, I wasn't crazy. I see it.
Now I see a dog on both sides. Yep. On this side of the matrix and on that side of the matrix. I'm just kidding.
Goodness.
But I don't know. Betty's just like, just terrible.
Yeah, sing for us, B. Tim. We need some
No.
singing. Could you sing
No.
for us?
No.
Please?
No.
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 I guess make that a song. No. No song. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm thinking like we need to I'm thinking like the March of the Wooden Soldiers, the 1934 movie with like the ending with the wooden soldiers take down the gremlins, like the underground monsters.
Babes in Toyland.
Yeah, they need to like take the faces of those gremlins and put like Dolly and everything, and like Betty and like the toy soldiers like just kind of pushing them into the alligator pit as like kind of an idea. And you can have like each streamer that's like talking shit about them as like each is a toy soldier. Like you can have like Queen like as one toy soldier hitting like Betty over the head with like with the baton with the rifle in like the 1930s. You know the movie, right? No one knows the movie, I guess. Okay.
I feel like I've heard it. My dad liked old movies, but
Your dad
Babes in
liked
Toyland.
Yeah.
He would watch. Yeah. Big time.
You know, or you could be like in Bloom and hold a memorial service, for Molly Golightly.
Yeah, that could be too. I was just thinking it would be like an awesome stream because like at that movie, like they like have to rescue the children from the gremlins that are trying to steal the children. So it would be like a good representation. You can have like all like the people that talk shit about them, and then just like you can have the tragedy pimps, just like the gremlins, and they're getting beat up by the wooden soldiers, and then they eventually pushed out of the gate, and like the gate could be representation of YouTube, and like the alligator pit could be like Kick. They could just put like an image of Kick, and they're being eaten by the alligators. That could be.
I
like
think you should make this into a video, B. Tim.
That would be a great video. Like you just have you'll just have like a little image of like Kick as the like we're outside and like the gates like YouTube, and then you just see like all the like commentary channels like and you just see like for instance like the glare could be like one person who's just hitting someone with a rifle. You see another person like who's good, another person like kind of like stepping on like Betty's head. That could be burnt toast. She could be like this wooden soldier that's stepping on like fucking Betty's head. It'd be pretty good fucking video actually.
Oh my God, B. Tim, you are crazy.
What?
I guess you don't know the 3 minute like the whole battle. That would be great. And then you just have the outside like it would be like the Toyland would be the YouTube and that'd be kicked out, and then like later, I wonder what the alligators would be representation of. I guess like eventually like I guess just Kick. Like the river could be Kick, and it could be like the trolls. Or you could put like blank screen as one of the alligators eating.
Ooh, Pork Chop is here, B. Tim.
Oh, fucking Pork Chop.
Wait, I think Pork Chop is a girl. And Pork Chop, did you say your dog's name is Pork Chop?
And then you can have like you can have all the alligators as trolls. Like blank screen could be an alligator eating Betty and Molly. You could have like just like you can Earth as one of the alligators, And just like that, you just put like the names on the alligators in the video and you just play it.
Oh my god.
I'm just thinking it would be
Tim,
like
I changed the picture again. Is it better for you now?
It's better. It's better. Ellie will
All
paint it on the waterboard tonight. Absolutely. Smoking the devil's tomato. No, I'm not. I'm just imagining that would be.
You're smoking the devil's tomato. That's good.
Is this what your waterboard paintings are of? These things in your imagination like that?
I just thought that would be an amazing video. The only problem is I have to figure out how you would impose these faces on like this movie, because you could just download the 3-minute video, right? And you could just impose their faces on each of the troll monsters as they're getting beat up by the wooden soldiers. And you could on the gate, you could probably put like YouTube like written there, and then you can probably like have the water as like kick.com and the trolls as the alligators eating them. After we push them out.
We need to put out an SOS for you. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Pork Chop. Do we need to get you guys do we need to get you guys like an SOS button for when B-Tim starts to go off the rails?
Listen, I think this is a great idea. Someone should think about Toys for Babe.
Oh, like an escape hatch where he like you press a button and he's gone.
This is not a fever dream. This is an awesome idea. It'd be amazing. I think everyone would love it. It would be amazing. You can have like burnt toast as one of the ones. You can have clean. You can have all the channels just going out them. B-Tim, you are taking any cold meds, PM? No, I'm not.
Cold meds? Yeah, it makes my head feel like a balloon when I take cold meds.
I can't. Anything
I
sinus
can't.
medication? No.
Here.
Like it's so weird. Shambles. We're in shambles.
I'm not in
B-Tim is in shambles. B-Tim is. I mean, you know what, B-Tim? I haven't heard your chair in a while. Did you get a new chair?
No.
Or did you fix your squeak? No.
No.
It's just not as squeaking as much, though. Anybody else notice that? Ouch.
No.
I think you're right.
Right? I don't know. I think he's just
And what is-
like
I
I said,
mean-
but he doesn't want to admit it.
Question though, is Toy and Babeland like because it's from 1934? Is it actually
Change
like
of
free?
subject.
Is it
Totally.
like copyright, like trademark free at that point after 70 years?
No,
Oh.
I'm sure.
That's almost like
it's
90 years
probably
old. The movie.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like a period in,
Yeah, I
like
think they could backdate their copyrights
grace
and
period.
patents and stuff.
Yeah, that's like the clip. And just imagine what I'm thinking. I sent it to Ellie to your Discord. You can watch it, see like what I think about. But anyway, we great. B-Tim, I saw you on Kick.
No, Pork Chop saw you on Kick, B-Tim.
I wasn't on Kick.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Pork Chop and B-Tim might be the same person.
we need an
No.
investigation.
I was not on
Or
Tech.
B-Tim got a new dog named Pork Chop. And he's not telling us. And he's in the chat. Or she's in the chat. Because I think Pork Chop's
You
a
got a
girl.
new plant and named it Pork Chop?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. No. No.
Yeah, it's Babes and Toyline. That's correct, Brianna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mispronounced it. Let me see. Ambiguous. Oh, but Queen, you got like 2 memberships from her Ambiguous Darkness, by the way. B-Tim, your new name is Betty Brown Beef. What is Betty Brown Beef mean?
The rotten meat.
Oh my god.
Oh God, Betty Rotten Meat. Thank you so much. Somebody's opening candy or something. You need to mute because it's really bad. I don't know what it is. It's super scratchy and
Candy?
I don't know what it is. It's
Is it
like
me? No.
it sounds like somebody's opening candy or like a really bad connection. I don't know.
That's not me.
It's terrible and
Not me.
really like it's really bad. So it's bad
It
on
was Ellie.
I don't know who's opening candy or walking around shuffling their feet on the ground or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's terrible. It's
You know what it sounded like to
Shuffling.
me? One of those dog toys with the water bottle you put in it and it
Mhm.
cracks. Mm-hmm. No. No one's admitting it.
No, not me. Mason.
Not me.
Mason's,
Do you hear it
Mason's
now?
upstairs in my bedroom. Not now, Ellie, but it was.
It was probably me. All right.
Were you dangling keys trying to get in somewhere?
No.
Somebody was opening up a gummy.
No.
Oh shit.
Deed said maybe somebody's headphones mic or rubbing a shirt or their hair or something like that.
Voices, I sent you a message to.
I was eating an egg salad sandwich.
That's okay. I just sent you one just later. You can check it out later or whatever. I was just, sending one over. Oh, Ellie must have been Ellie. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
I only ever opened up a lifesaver once while I was up here talking to y'all. You said, "What is that?" And
Like
I
it
was
was
like,
me,
"Oh shit!"
caught.
I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, as far as this goes, I don't know. Like I said, it's she gets nastier and nastier by the day, and I mean, this right here took the cake.
She really does. Like,
I don't know. I think she was
spiraling.
plotting. Like I said, she knew 5 days ago not to be messing around. She knew damn well not to do this.
She just really does not give a shit. Law and order does not apply to her.
Oh fuck! And Ronnie Upchurch just dropped. Let's see here, another video, and it's 40 minutes long.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think him and Gotcha Man had some words today too, or something. Something happened. There's a whole lot of drama going on.
I really hope no one gets hurt through all this. You know?
Well, yeah, because he's on here. This is a 40-minute story. Lord, more drama in the Upchurch house.
That's only 20 minutes on 2x speed. We got 20 minutes.
You guys want to listen to it? Is it a full moon? I don't know. I think it's just.
We just come off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it just ended, but holy smokes, man! I feel like we're still on one.
I mean, just a normal day. I mean, we've been through a lot on this panel with a couple of weirdos. There's a lot of weirdos on the internet.
Jeez, man. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like I said, I feel like it was manufactured drama anyways, but then after we listened to it, I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think it is. Because shit's pretty damn serious, you know?
It is. To throw all of these things out there publicly is pretty gross.
Yeah.
And the threats, to allow the threats that are happening.
Well, and they've been pretty open about what's been going on, but I know Gotcha Man put a video out today and said, I'm going to take a step back. But yeah, he was calling out,
really,
I believe.
They're all
Hold
really
on.
putting each other in danger.
Lost Mother said, did you see Gotcha Man call out Patty and say he was backing out of the whole Upchurch bullshit? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I heard him say something that he was, backing away from it all. I'm sure he's probably tired of dealing with it. I mean, it comes to a point where you're just like, damn, I'm just sick of this. You know what I mean? It's just, it becomes a lot, you know? And he's been calling Ryan out for a long time, you know? But Gobble was live earlier and said that Kylie Rodney's family is going to sue Ryan Upchurch, but I still have yet to see any paperwork to say that that's true. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen anything that says that that's true at all. So, and I mean, Johnny didn't show any proof either, so I don't know where the hell they're getting this from.
He didn't, but the other night I think he also implied that he thought that he was served a paper. So I don't know.
All right, well, here's the Gotcha Man. He says, I'm falling back, y'all. Not sure. Here, we'll see what's going on here with this.
Check this out, y'all. I hate to say this, but probably going to slow down for me on YouTube. At least for a little bit. I got some business ventures going on. I got some things to do that obviously, YouTube second. The things that's got to come before that. Maybe the real loyal ones will be there when I get back. And I'm not talking like 6 months or something, but at least for like the next, couple weeks to a month. I got a trip to Chicago coming up. I'll be up there for a few weeks. Just some things going on and some positive things. Let's just say my annual income just raised by the amount of a pretty good job. Obviously, I mean,
So anyhow, if you guys, that's a 10-minute video. If you guys want to go watch the rest of it, there's 10 minutes left on it. He's gonna back away from YouTube for a little while. So I what I mean, had seen that. Then I just seen this one was posted. Let's see here. Is this one already? Okay, let's see. So here's this one. And again, I mean, we'll play a little pinch of it and then you guys can go watch the rest of it because it's like 45 minutes long. So 42 minutes long. So anyhow,
it was an attempt to reach out to my son, who I think is having a breakdown due to the fame. Not really the fame, but what comes along with it. The stress. He's handled it so well for years. But I've sat and I've debated over everything and sitting and taking the time to think about what I know and the way his life has been. I think the stress has finally got to my son, Ryan. I think the stress from people who are fake as fake can be, the fake friends. I think, when you feel like nobody's real and everybody in the world is fake. In Ryan's own words, he said, I don't have a friend anymore. Everybody wants something. They may come to my house.
Everybody does when you got money like
but
that.
Before they leave, they have interest in something I own
And you throw it around like that.
And there's been lots of family members that have acted like he's the bank. And, I guess what I'm trying to say is the pressure from everything of the fame and fortune. Ryan done it on his own. He's an incredible artist. He has crazy writing skills. We knew that from the very beginning. But I think, and I may be wrong, I have no idea because I still have no contact with Ryan. But I think the pressure from the business and the people around him, not just the immediate people around him, but all the people around him, come at him for money and cars and trucks. And you old heads out there, man, when that old kind ass old boy starts just handing out stuff, man, it's like feeding a fucking cat. They don't go away. But anyways, my thing there is just I don't really know what's going on with Ryan Steele. I don't know. I have a clue what I've done to him for this to start, but I'm scratching it up in my head that the stress of it all has finally got to him. But I'd like to say something to Uncle Will. You caught me on a bad day, Hoss. I had spent a month trying to reach out to my son to find out what was going on. I was being told things that a father don't want to hear about his son. It sounded to me like he needed some major mental help and that he might be a threat to himself. And probably hadn't slept in a good week. No real sleep. I couldn't reach out to him. He's cutting brothers off, and I just couldn't get an answer from anybody. And then that video came out where he was ranting again, and then I see Uncle Will's video, and
I think this might have been manufactured turned real.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think that he might have, it sounds like Ryan really doesn't have a group of people around him that want to help keep him grounded. They're only around him for what they can get out of him, which that type of friendships cause drama because there's nobody to tell you no, and you're stuck with a bunch of hype men, which causes an echo chamber, which then it supports bad behavior. And this sounds like a daddy that's at his wit's end, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm nothing but this boy's daddy, and I'm at my wit's end.
But what's the manufactured part?
Maybe, not so much manufactured as it was played out in the public eye, whereas it shouldn't have. It should have stayed off the internet.
So it
if that makes sense.
escalated.
Okay, yeah,
Or maybe
yeah.
it escalated, yeah.
Or they're marketing the drama. So, and I know dad hasn't had a lot to do with him. Dude, I'm estranged from my father. I haven't had anything to do with my dad since I was 18 when I left home. So, I mean, that's my choice. I don't like him. So.
Well, with this stuff, you don't know what's real and what's not, because the problem is Ryan's been basically using this troll tactic for years. So,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just really fucking excited right now. Everything Go Lightly.
Oh my God.
And I'm stoked. I'm not even joking.
What happened with Everything Go Lightly?
I'm so excited.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
We got a super cat. We got a super cat.
Activate. 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 All right, let's go.
Oh my god. I didn't know how you can
Oh my
improve
God,
it.
that is perfect. I said I think they did it because they were talking all about the fair use and Laura was running her mouth.
This honestly, I feel like I didn't think you could improve it anymore, but yet has been improved even more.
That's great.
That's impressive.
I was cracking up. I'm like, oh my God. I love it.
I feel like this is just a complete improvement. I don't know. I don't know how you can step forward from this.
That did it. That's it.
To end it with, can I get an amen?
I would. It would be like a good hot like a change up just in case, but unfortunately.
Hallelujah, brothers and sisters, may you all be saved.
And if you guys, if you're not subbed up to Everything Go Lightly, or is it everything? Oh, Everything YouTube. Sorry, I guess they changed it. I'm sorry about that. So Everything YouTube. So if you guys aren't subbed up to them, make sure you are, because they do great videos, like really, really good videos.
B. Tim, what if they added like someone passing the collection plate?
So no, I don't know. Maybe like Mallory's Golden Cup can be in there. I don't know, something like that.
Rowena says, yes, please, again.
Oh my God, that was just amazing. That was amazing. I don't know. I feel like we've made people are gonna actually think Jaundice is fun because we've altered this so much. People are gonna be like, wow, this guy is just Jaundice guy. He's really fun. He's entertaining. And then they're gonna go there and they're gonna fall the fuck asleep. They'll be like,
He's like the one-hit wonders.
yeah, he's like the Vanilla Ice of the tragedy pimps. Ice, baby.
Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum.
Activate.
Oh no.
Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Activate.
Get it. Activate.
We got a super cat. We got a super cat.
Activate. 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 All right, let's go.
Wallpaper. Get it.
Wallpaper is more exciting. This is probably good for him. Like, if people actually found out, they'd be like, wow, this guy's fucking amazing. And then they're going to just be like so disappointed when they go to his channel.
I am cracking up.
Oh, that was
well,
amazing.
y'all, it's been a long stinking day, a long night.
All
I
right.
think I'm going to skedaddle. It's getting late, and I've been on here twice today. And you know what? I'm getting excited because my mushroom stuff's coming up next week. You guys have been getting my shit together.
All right. I guess you got to go mushroom hunting.
When I check my fucking spots this weekend, y'all better be ready.
I'm excited.
I feel like someone would troll you would just steal all your mushrooms. Just go to your spots.
Excuse me, those are fucking fighting words right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
just have like that's Betty said that's how
I'll be your friend. You say that again.
Betty will get you. She'll be like, I found your mushrooms, and I have them. She shakes
Betty don't even know what the fuck's going. She don't even know what's going on.
That'll be the ultimate.
She has no idea. Don't do that to her.
Just
like I said, them fighting words now. Come on now.
All right. I'll see you guys. You have a good one. Bye.
All right, Queen.
Have a good night. It's good daddling.
Good
Much
night,
love.
all.
We'll see y'all
Thank you,
later.
ma'am.
You guys have a good night. Thank you. Follow the grain. And thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate you. You know that. Some crazy shit going on these YouTube streets. So I'll you know what, I think Savage is live right now, and I think there's some let's see. Savage is live, and I think there's somebody else going live too. I can't remember. I know Joneson dropped a new video. Oh yeah, the Upchurch drama. He's got a 45-minute video if you guys want to catch up on that. And the Gotcha Man. There's some other stuff going on. Seasons is live as well. So there's a few other channels that are live if you guys need something to do, or you know what I mean, if you want to go sit and listen or whatnot. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you guys. And I don't have my outro song done yet, but we'll work on it. Have a good one, y'all.